All right, we back. Got our draft going. Got our draft is done. We're going to turn this game on. And then let me go ahead and see what game do I turn on. Okay. I'm trying to think of what game do I turn on. No, yeah, I got a good idea what game. I got a good idea what game I'm gonna turn on. We're gonna turn on some Madden 08 for something for y'all to watch. I think that's a good pick.
Time to play the game.
Okay. Okay, HHH.
Ew.
Hey, look, you said it's time to play the game. Ain't no way I'm not going to think of them. We love us some Motorhead.
Bang.
All right.
Thanks. Would be that. Jeez. I just got a hunch.
All right. We're going to have Madden 08 in the background.
No.
And we're going to be watching some draft.
Dolphins. I just fucking feel it on your line no matter what.
What about, hold on, let me get some random.
By the way, I'm finalizing my own personal mock right now, and I will send it to you.
All right. All right, we got Texans versus Cardinals at random.
Finding some shit.
All right, let me go ahead and turn the game down.
We get set to bring you another exciting game. Thanks for joining us here on a great
You going, bro?
Turn the game on for people to watch while we go and react to the draft. That's how I do this every year.
Tony. That's what I'm gonna go with that. Bucks. Boom. Jets. Boom. Lions. Lions.
Yep. Might as well. Why not turn on a damn good Madden game? I think this is the first I've turned on Madden 08 on stream. Because the other ones I would turn on would be, I think, what was it? Last time. I think the last time I turned on NFL 2K5. And the other one was Madden 10. I think. If I'm right. Go and adjust the game real quick because it's not supposed to look this blurry. I don't give a fuck. There you go. Should look a little more better. You remember the return, Phil? What? Go kick that you forgot the... What? I'm confused here, Eagles. Now, I do know I remember that I was supposed to do a watch party, but hey, this is the watch party. We'll take what y'all can get.
We're going to celebrate Western Pennsylvania heritage. And as you can see, I didn't come alone.
Alright, nobody gives a fuck about all that. You remember when the oh yeah! Oh, why would you do that to me? Oh, why would you give me that bad memory? Fuck you for giving me that bad memory. So I'll explain, Doug. What happened was I was playing Madden 08, right? I was doing a fantasy draft with the Eagles. I kicked what I thought was supposed to be the game-winning field goal, right? This would have sent me to the championship game. Tell me why is it that when I did the kickoff, right? Tell me why the opposing team returned it all the way back for a fucking touchdown and eliminated me from the playoffs. Right in the last second. Huh?
Because you were using the Eagles?
Nah, shut the fuck up. It was fancy draft Eagles, bro, and they hit me with that shit. I was so fucking sick, bro. Nah, I was super sick. Super sick. I'll never let it go for as long as I live, bro. I'll never let it go. Am I stupid before the flag goes fly before the game ended? Maybe. I don't know. You tell me, sir. You tell me, sir.
Number 59 is there for the tackle at the 33.
I do think the Eagles lost the Super. You think the Raiders was in that Super Bowl, but they lost it? Wait, who did the Raiders have at quarterback in that fantasy season I had? Do you remember? I know I remember the Falcons had Mahomes. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And they were like 9-7, and those motherfuckers still somehow made it to the conference championship game. It was Brady. You had Brady. No shot. Yo, you could not have scripted that any better. You had Brady. The Raiders had Brady at quarterback in that fantasy draft. That's so fucking funny to me. That's fucking hilarious.
Calm down, Terry. We don't need you falling across the damn stage.
Yeah, please. Don't need that, sir.
Well, he doesn't dap up like a human being. He hugs like a gay guy.
Wow. Wow.
Calm down, Terry. So
That's insanity. That's insanity.
Houston lines up in a 4-3. Steps up into the pocket, gets rid of it, and he hits his target. And again, he demonstrates his great hands.
When a quarterback has a guy like this who can catch about any ball he throws, he can become
the stars are bright, Fernando.
He starts feeling pressure. He can look in his direction because he has so much confidence.
Something in the air tonight. The stars are bright, Fernando.
Gets the pass off. He hits his receiver. So they get 2 first downs on their last 2 plays.
I finalized my mark. Oh yes, I did. Oh, Chumpy. It's my final mark.
That was quick.
With a 4-man front. Number 1 sends a man in motion. Cross play to the left. Number 57.
Believe me, my final mark is way different than anything you've seen.
Yeah, I believe it.
And I mean, differento. Where are you at?
I believe it.
Ching.
Number 6 in the backfield. Gets the call.
Stars are bright, Fernando.
3-yard line.
Right now, they need to keep going at the defense with a run. Sooner or later, they'll be able to break one for a big game.
Gain of 3. Looking to convert on 3rd down, they have to get it to the 42. For the first on short yardage. Gets the pass off. The pass ball's incomplete. Moore was the one they were trying to get the ball to. The intended receiver on the play.
I think it went through to you.
Lee is ready
Hold
to
on.
take this one away. Smith sets up.
You mentioned that's a back shoulder throw to Elijah Surratt. They win the ball game. Big Ten championship, up by 3, barely over 2 minutes left. It's third down. You can't pump the football away. What do? Up and over the top to Charlie Becker. That was a beautiful throw there. How about driving the length of the field inside of a minute?
I see it.
Have to put the ball in the end zone at Penn State. The place is crazy.
No fucking way. Yo, if even half of this shit becomes true, I'll be stunned.
Exceptional in those moments. Andy's got the experience to back it up. You look at this century.
If even half of this shit becomes true, I will be stunned.
He's averaged about 34 starts and 1,100 attempts in his college career. That's exactly what Mendoza has done. He's got those 71 touchdowns. That's why I believe he is perfectly suited to come in and lead an organization for a lot of years to come, and hopefully for Vegas to a Super Bowl.
It looks like somebody's on the phone having a good time.
I'm just gonna mute for now since they're taking this fucking long. They shouldn't be taking this long. Make your fucking pick or trade it. Like, why y'all
Realize
milking?
that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now.
They're trying to trade it. They really don't like them?
Exactly. It's not that they don't like them. They know next year's draft class is better. So they're going to use this time to see if they can make a deal last minute. If they can, they can. If they can't, they're going to make the pick.
It's gonna be interesting.
And the pick's been made.
So they're trading them.
The guys talked about all the trades.
Yeah, so they're picking them. They got.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're picking them.
You cannot be a different. You got to be there, and this young man, that supporting cast they're building with the Raiders, has a chance to stop to the AFC.
Use half the clock.
So they're picking them because guess what? We know how this shit go, bro. Yeah, these motherfuckers wasting forever, taking all this time on the first pick. It's like, come on, bro. We know who you want. Like, let's stop dicking around.
100% firmly believe they want to trade the pick.
They're not trading them. They're taking them. They're taking them. They're taking them. They're taking
I
them.
100% believe this pick. They want to trade it, but they can't.
They can't. Yep. So they're taking them. They have no choice. That's what they get for being a first rounder. I bet they wish they weren't the first rounder right now.
That's why you hit the clock. Just in case somebody comes calling in the last second.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you wish they weren't the first rounder, huh? We gotta go do it for the ratings. We can't pick it. Man, fuck the ratings. There's already hype enough.
In this offense and how's that going to translate? You can cut through that by looking at all the 37+ throws and watching.
Yeah, they made the pick.
He was outstanding on those.
They clapping and shit.
In the red zone. I don't know if this is good. Over the last 2 years, 38 touchdowns, no picks. That seems pretty good to me.
Draft begins to fall.
You know, it doesn't throw 50
Picks start to be time made.
always hear about, oh, this wide
I'll
receiver's
alter
great
my
for
big board.
50-50 situation. Well, Indiana receivers
I'll
don't
alter
do
my
that
picks.
because he put the ball in the proper place. To Kurt's point,
They're gonna pick 'em.
It was more like 60-40, 70-30. He always leveraged the throw in the proper spot.
Well, the pick is in. As a matter of fact, it's the first of 257 picks. They took 257 seconds to the second to put this pick in the hands of the commissioner of the National Football League to
They're
come
gonna pick them.
and give us this announcement. His first pick 20 drafts ago, announcing as a commissioner, was announcing the Raiders taking Jamarcus Russell first overall. Here comes the commissioner with the first overall pick of his 20th draft as commissioner. It is the Raiders choosing who we expect a new quarterback.
Your first pick.
With the first pick
Carvel,
in the 2026 NFL
Yo,
Draft,
can you imagine?
the Las Vegas
No.
Raiders select Fernando Mendoza.
Are you talking about for the Cardinals? Yes. I guess.
And the celebration is on in the Mendoza household and party. The first Indiana player drafted #1 in the common draft era. Cleveland Rams drafted Indiana running back Corby Davis first overall in the 1938
I respect the fact that he stayed home with his mom.
Hoosier
Mm-hmm.
is going first overall.
Yeah, because why the fuck would you go?
Jumbo's getting left hanging over there.
Joining a
Bruh.
franchise with a piece of ownership owned by the only other quarterback.
Fernandez is going to feel bad when he watches that, but he's back. He left his little brother hanging.
Back in the 2007 regular season, Mendoza with 16-0 winning it all this year for Indiana. Daniel?
Yeah, if he wants some guidance, he can just walk a few lockers away and talk to Kirk Cousins and get his advice. And if he wants some more advice, why not take the stairs and go up there and talk to the greatest that's ever done it. He's also got a quarterback or a head coach who has a
Fernando Mendoza wants
I think he's in a perfect spot, and Linderbaum was brought in free agency. He's not going to have to get on the field right away with Cousins there. They're in a good spot with Fernando Mendoza.
There's been a better story. That Indiana in 2020.
This guy got an ice bucket with a damn ice cream scooper banging and making noise.
Bruh.
The fuck?
With Fernando Mendoza.
Pick in the draft, and he is standing by now. Taylor McGregor for his initial impressions on being the #1 pick in this draft. Taylor.
Well, thank you so much. In the last 5 months, you have won the Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and now you're the first overall pick in the NFL draft. How have the last 5 months changed your life?
The last 5 months have been such a blessing by God. I can't praise him enough. I'm just looking
A
forward.
buddy of mine just messaged me and said, "Are you happy with the pick?" I said, "Yes and no." I said, "But I'm not sold on Nando." He said, "Well, just call him Fernando Mendoza." You're a dumbass.
What a great organization, great legacy. There's so many great teammates. I'm looking forward to
You know I have that hat that's on his head.
owners. I'm ecstatic for the opportunity. God bless.
Inside the hat is a bunch of skulls.
That's the portion of the evening that we have foreseen. Now let the unexpected.
Come on, kid. Give me the biggest receipt the world's ever seen. I beg you.
Defensive ends, David Bailey and Arvell Reese. What are your expectations for the Jets here? Arvell Reese, I'll tell you what, looking at physically, he is central casting for a off-ball linebacker or an edge rusher.
I think you're ahead of me by like almost 8 to 10 seconds.
We don't know that. He has to learn, as he said, how to rush the passer. He didn't have a sack over the final 6 games. He didn't have a forced fumble in his career. But he made a lot of big plays. He's got a ton of talent. Off-ball or edge. You got the fallback. If he can't become the great edge rusher, he's an off-ball linebacker. But David Bailey, he was a good player at Stanford. He wasn't a great player. He was a phenomenal player at Texas Tech in this one season. He can't go around him. 11 games this year.
I love how he keeps saying that.
Oh.
David Bailey had help around him at Texas Tech, but Arvell Reese didn't have no help around him at a fucking Ohio State. Jesus Christ.
He is so young. He's 2 years younger, Reese says, than David Bailey. He's 20. He'll be 21 in September. David Bailey is going to be 23 in September. So for me, slight edge to Arvell Reese. Sunny style, slightly David Bailey as well. But tell you what, you want the guy proven and ready to go off the edge. It's Bailey. If you want the guy that in a year or two, once he learns, can be phenomenal, can be Micah Parsons-like, that's Arvell Reese.
For a team like the New York Jets that hadn't had an interception since I had hair, they need somebody that can rush the passer and make the football come out. I understand what Arvell Reese is, and he may be, the sky's the limit for him. But they need somebody now that can make the ball come out. David Bailey is a proven commodity. We had this conversation a few years ago. Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker. Do you want the ceiling and the potential, or do you want the guy that knows how to get it done and the production of a David Bailey? I'm going to lean toward David Bailey with the 14.5 sacks. So, look, I mean, the statistics.
You know they're going David Bailey. Get over it already.
Who else they were worse than?
You heard me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Arvell Reese. It's David Bailey. End of conversation.
They need both of these. The question is, what do they prioritize?
The pick is here now. The Jets have 2 picks in the first round tonight. That will be at number 16, barring a trade, either forward or back. But here they are to make this second pick in the draft as the commissioner makes his way to the microphone where he will announce The New York Jets selection with their fans sitting eagerly and waiting directly in the front.
52nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft.
David Bailey.
So they do take
Jets
David
select
Bailey.
David Bailey.
Texas Tech, second
Linebacker,
overall. So
Texas
much for
Tech.
that top 30 visit being
About
canceled.
time I get the faster feed.
This was going to be the newest New York Jet. What do you
There
think
he
this
is,
means?
New
Dan?
York.
Well, they want guys who can get off the
He's the
ball
first
quick and
Texas
do it in a
Tech
hurry.
player
Again, when you
selected
came
in the
from
top
Denver
5
Broncos, when you look
in
at
the
their edge
common
rushers,
draft era, and
Bailey was
according to the
fifth in
Jets
the league
need
in
him.
fastest get
They
off.
had only
Their other edge rusher,
26
Jonathan Taylor, was
sacks
seventh in the
last
league in
year,
fastest get off. They
31st
want a fast
in the
ball. This
NFL.
guy
And
walking
Bailey
to the
was a
stage,
beast.
trust me, he's going to be
14 and a
running to
half
quarterbacks.
sacks
He can
for
get
a
off the
ferocious
rock.
defense that led the Red
Joel made a
Raiders to the
great
4th
point
seed
about, are you
in the college
drafting for
football playoff.
September or are
After
you
the most
drafting
sacks
for
in the nation,
September's
Bailey was a
hits, right?
consensus All-American.
Look, we all know that there's still upside for David Bailey, but this Jets team was so bad last year, they've got to start looking competent right from the word go.
Yep, here's where it really starts to pick up steam.
More ready to go as an edge rusher. Arbel Reese is ready to go a football player. We just don't know about the full conversion to edge rusher.
Earlier tonight, I was talking about experience and guys that have played a lot of football. David Bailey is one of those guys that developed, you know, coming out of Stanford and transferring. It's not like this guy was a surefire top 10 NFL draft pick, but he goes to Texas Tech. They said that his practice habits increased and he got very good in terms of a worker. And because of that, he developed himself into
No, I'm in
this
front of
pick.
you.
This is what I'm talking about, these guys staying in school and then really catching the value of that.
David Bailey, the latest player.
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
named
yeah. You're
a
thinking it,
Jet
but feed-wise, I'm in
jersey
front of you.
by a commissioner in a draft in a top 10, top 5 pick. We'll see how he pans out. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his game. I mentioned that get-off, explosive first step. This was that playoff game against Oregon. They could not block him that entire time. He's dynamic. He can stack moves together. That shows you the instincts and feel he has as a rusher. Now, some question the power. I think you can see it. Here's an element of it right here. He can jolt you, get you off your skis a little bit, and then finish. And then the backside close. Look, as athletic as Arbel Reese, he ran 4.46. Bailey ran 4.5 flat. It's not like he's a poor athlete. He can really go, and you see that when you try and run away from him.
David Bailey is the highest drafted defensive player in Jets history. Quinnen Williams was 3rd overall in 2019. That was a record along with Jerry Stovall of the 1963 AFL draft, 3rd overall. The Jets have never drafted a defensive player this high in a draft, and we send things to the stage. Laura Rutledge, take it away.
David's mom, Monica, so hard for this, and now you're the first defensive player off the board in the NFL draft. What does it mean to hear your name called this early?
I mean, it's surreal to me, man. This is a great experience. This is an awesome opportunity, and I'm just so grateful, man. Shout out all the fans that came out here. I'm just happy to be here.
How will you immediately impact this Jets defense?
Man, I just want
That
to
they traded?
just be a sponge, just soak up
Nah.
everything, just rely on the vets, rely on the staff to make me the best player I can, and help out
It
this
could be.
organization. Man, I feel like this organization is trending in the right way, so man, I'm just ready to work.
All right, and David, in the last minute, Topps has made your first pro trading card, so go over there and sign it, okay? Congrats.
There he goes, signing his trading card, and he'll go off to New Jersey and be the latest New York Jets. So the Cardinals are on the clock. 2.5 minutes to go in their decision making. And this is, again, Bailey being the first pick, the first stone thrown in the...
I just want to make sure, guys, is the stream still good? Because I know the NFL can kind of get on your ass when you out here just, you know, me having their audio up. Like, I'm only trying to do it. I'm only trying to do it when it's like picks that are made and some talks like about said player. Other than that, that's all I could think of. You can still see it. Okay, yeah, because I know, like I said, I know this for a fact. They get on your ass when it goes to that.
So they're ready to go on offense after the interception. They'll start at the 24. Arizona comes out in their nickel package.
That's a great place to start. Let's get the best pass rusher in the NFL.
Number 59 clears up to make the play at the 29. Now let's have a look at what our runners have done up to this point.
That's kind of cool. Like Bailey wanted to go off the stage and say hello to the Jet fan.
I guess so. Ain't that nice of him?
Tomorrow and trying to address that position, because this is one thing that you don't always talk about. You draft a running back.
And by the way, people, do not look on social media. You know how these reporters do. They will spoil shit before it's even made. Don't even so much as look on social media at all.
Because of all the things that he can do.
I'm not looking on anything until around like round 3. That's where I'll start looking on socials. So tomorrow, I think day 2 is when they'll do 2 and 3. That's when you start looking.
And the reigning Super Bowl champs and the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, because they are taking their sweet ass time.
And they kept him from the previous regime.
And those are 3 franchises with dynamic offenses, right? So you might need Jeremiah Love to help keep up.
Let's go, boys! Hey, watch the ball! Here's the lone setback. Under pressure, throwing. The defender's got it.
I'm seeing a lot of interceptions in this damn football game. Holy shit! It's got like the 3rd interception I've seen. Our commissioner's finally coming up.
Who the Cardinals have chosen as the Titans are about 2 minutes into their time on the clock.
With the 3rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love.
Running back, Notre Dame.
All right.
So the Cardinals
now here's where shit's gonna really start to get interesting.
Arguably
the Titans for me is the main one that starts, because wherever the Titans go, I know Giants won't be too far behind.
Of South Bend and bringing him to the NFL.
Only one man in the backfield. Fullback handoff. They'll go with a play fake. Picked off. What an interception. Great position by number 23.
And here's the thing. He's back there in his zone, and he's looking right at the quarterback's eyes. And when the quarterback let it go, he was all over it.
After the interception, they'll set up shop at the 43.
Yeah, I've seen 5 interceptions in the first quarter in this damn video game. That's funny as shit. Should pick a different game.
Hand it off to the back. Hill is there for the tackle. The defensive tackle surged through the line to bring the runner down.
Yeah, making a miss.
Ball on their own 45. Arizona comes out in their nickel package.
Much more like a bigger Alvin Kamara than me. At least that's what I think when I look at Jeremiah Love. That's just me. You can receive out the backfield. You're strong as shit. Crazy contact balance.
Short yardage with the pass knocked away.
It was almost like the defenders were in the huddle on that zero. They hit a roadblock with everything they tried.
I'm gonna turn on a different game, because my goodness, this is not the good game. Like, I see you saw 5 interceptions here. We gotta turn on something more entertaining. Jeremiah Love getting some love, literally, from his high school.
Wright is just about ready to kick this one away.
All right, good on Jeremiah. Now this shit really begins.
From the 2-yard line.
Dog put himself on deafen. I thank him for that. He doesn't have to do that, but I thank him for that.
Ball on their own 27. Only one man back.
And last thing I'm put on for the Cardinals. We're going to do some special things together.
Congratulations, Jeremiah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So the Titans pick is in. The Giants are a minute already into the clock. You're getting an idea of how this is going to be like a
Giants are
cardio. Ian,
Jesus
take it
Christ,
away.
Giants are already
A major
not wasting time.
for Jeremiah Love. Let me explain why. My understanding is his heart was red flagged at the combine, an abnormal EKG, leading teams to wonder if he had more risk than other players. They did more tests. They got his scans in Notre Dame. No additional issues. He is fine and now off the board, Rich.
So meanwhile, in the Tennessee draft room, you got to be thinking Brian Daboll, the new OC's like, oh man. And then the defensive side of the ball, the Robert Sala's like, oh, we have a choice between Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. Is that what we have right in front? That's basically it, right?
Yeah, well, I don't see Cam Ward in there either. I'm sure he'd like to weigh in on this subject.
Exactly right. I bet.
Yeah, to me, I thought if Love got there, then that was going to be a real interesting conversation of Love versus whichever of these Ohio State defenders was there. Now they've got both Ohio State defenders there. There are needs on offense. They've got more picks later on, so are they going to try and get one of these Ohio State Buckeyes to plug in and help this defense with Robert Saleh, and then try and get that offensive player a little bit later on in the draft?
Your best guess who it might be?
I've been saying Sonny Styles was put on this earth to play in Robert Saleh's
Sonny
defense.
Styles.
He's a perfect fit.
And I know I didn't post the mock draft yet, but I will post the first round with how everything went.
But for the moment, the Tennessee Titans have center stage right now. The commissioner is coming out with their pick. Again, 8 minutes per team. So the commissioner's getting his steps in. I think his ring is probably already full, right?
With the 4th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate.
Whoa!
Carnell Tate. Whoa! Doug, get off Deffen. Did you see this coming?
Offense did rule the day in Tennessee.
Get off Deffen now.
The first Ohio State Buckeye to be named in this draft is Carnell Tate,
Whoa.
the wide receiver, hugging his coach
Arvell Reese is not the first
of his group. It is Carnell Tate beating Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese to the stage. How about them apples?
We were in the right church in the wrong pew. I mean, Ohio State, and it's Carnell Tate. We've been talking about it, though. I've been talking about it in free agency. Man, I wish they'd do more to help out Cam Ward, and you're sitting here saying, how is this draft going to unfold? It's not going to marry up. Well, look, when I evaluated Tate, he's my 6th overall player. This is not some big reach. He was my top wide receiver in this draft class. This, to me, is about your #1 overall pick.
I'm waiting for Doug to get off Deffen.
Yeah, and it may be a little bit of a surprise, and I'll let you take the highlights here, DJ, and we'll come back to it.
Yeah, Carnell Tate, again, mentioned he's my top guy. His ability to beat press coverage. He's got the strength to do that, and once he gets
I'm waiting for that man to get off Deffen. I'm shocked that. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be. They do need to help out Cam Ward. It's off? Doug, just... Yeah, I can't hear you.
It's more down the field, but he is slippery and elusive when he gets in a little bit of space there. Route polish, you don't come out of Ohio State without being a polished wide receiver. There's been a
yeah, because at one point you went on Deffen, my brother.
The best wide receiver on his team, Joel, but he's the best wide receiver in this draft.
Well, that's only because the guy that's going to walk across that stage next year first was his teammate in Jeremiah Smith. I tell you, Carnell Tate is exceptional. He's an exceptional young.
Wow. Carnell Tate being the first to go off the board. Very, very interesting.
punt this one away. Number 17 is back to receive this kick.
Yeah, Doug, just leave and come back. Even come back.
And he waves for the fair catch.
Ow.
Touchback.
Tennessee and forge that relationship with Cam Ward. All I will tell him is,
In fact, hold on. I'll even come back just in case.
Be prepared
I'll even come
to
back.
go into the film room with Cam Ward at 5 a.m. each and every day, because that's how Cam operates. You want to get
All
on
right,
his
Doug.
good side, show
Can you
up
hear me?
early, be there, get adjusted, and off they go. A bit of a surprise, but Tennessee has to get more explosive. Carnell Tate helps them get there.
All right, yeah, I can't hear you. So yeah, just lead the call and come back.
6:43 to go until we get their pick, or faster. But the biggest surprise so far, Carnell Tate is a Titan with Laura.
Carnell, what do you want your new quarterback Cam Ward to know about what you'll bring to this Titans offense?
I'm a reliable.
I don't know why Discord keep cutting you off. Shouldn't be cutting you off at all.
You had a really
It was working literally the last time we got on
call. You wanted
call.
to honor your late mom Ashley tonight. Can you show us how you had her name inscribed on the inside of your jacket? And as you're showing us, how did she help you achieve your dreams that you wanted to achieve, but that were also her dreams?
Yeah, I don't know why I hate you, bro.
She's my rock. She's my world. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. She sacrificed everything for me. I'm forever indebted to her.
I know she'd be so proud tonight, Carnell. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and during that interview, the Giants made their pick.
Giants made their pick. I have a feeling. Giants.
Whoa,
Whoa, Chiefs trade up to 6. Whoa.
Wow. So that's the way we take our first commercial.
Okay.
Chiefs, Commanders, Saints.
Chiefs, Commanders, and Saints. Okay, this is gonna get interesting.
Defense is playing. The ball is there. So is
All right. Yeah, let's both leave call, Doug, and then after that, we'll see if we could hop right back in.
Under pressure, throwing. It's batted away. Jackson trying to force that pass into double coverage.
the intended receiver on the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 32-yard line.
Why is he not leaving the call? Thank you.
He tucks it away. Thomas is there on the stop at the 35.
All right, talk now. Yes, you're good now.
Yeah. Orville Reese is a giant.
Ball on their own 35.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Makes things very interesting. And I think
I heard you saying
Kansas City just trade up. Yeah, they just announced it on TV. They said that they trade up to 6. They were what, at 9?
They're gonna give them both them first-round picks, 9 and 29, or whatever the fuck it is. That means
Right.
the Browns got 4 first-round picks.
Oh shit! Wait, no,
3.
no, they better not get Myles Garrett. There's no way.
No, they're not getting Myles Garrett if they're going up.
Okay.
For the punt. Number 26 is the deep return man.
Are they coming up to 6 for Sonny Styles?
That'd be very good. I ain't gonna hold you. I hate it. I hate that would be true.
I need the details.
Let me see if I could look up any trade situations with that. Once I get it. I don't see anything yet. But it's apparently Kayvon Thibodeau is now expected to be a top trade target because they just picked up Arvell Reese, as you called it. I hate that I got spoiled, but I'm trying to find the trade details on the Browns.
The Browns got the 9 overall and the 74.
Just to trade down for an extra third?
To go from 6, they went down 3 to get us.
Okay, this is interesting. That's very interesting. So 974 and 141, but why? But why? However, it is sadly spoiled and confirmed that they did pick up Arvell Reese. Then again, Doug pretty much called that they was gonna get Arvell Reese.
Accelerated right through the hole.
What?
Now it's being reported to 74 and the 148.
Yeah, I just said that.
That's just dumb.
Whoa. 178? No. I said from Mike Garafolo, he said 141.
But the Giants' first of 2 picks in the top
I'm saying
10 is about
141.
to be announced.
That's interesting. We're gonna find out.
In the draft, as soon as that pick came in, that's when the Chiefs traded up from 9 to 6. And again, they gave up a 3 and a 5 in this year's draft to do it. The Commanders are on the clock with 6 and change left, and the commissioner has the Giants pick with some guests.
In partnership with the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS, one of the NFL's Salute to Service partners, we are honored to recognize the surviving family of United States Army Major Paul C. Volke. Major Volke sustained tragic fatal injuries while deployed in Afghanistan.
Huh?
He is survived by his spouse, Tracy, and their 2 sons, Andrew and Benjamin. Major Volke was raised in the Hudson Valley and was a lifelong fan
They were gonna
of
move
the
up?
New York Giants, a tradition he proudly passed on to his sons. Volke family,
Find out.
take it away.
That's been their target all season, in my opinion, all season.
With the 5th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Arvell Reese, linebacker from the Ohio State University.
So Arvell Reese does go off the board, but it's 5th overall. The Giants partners, if you will,
some
at
enthusiasm.
MetLife, their neighbors chose David Bailey, leaving Arvell Reese on the board, and he dropped all the way down to 5. And he's going to be a New York Giant.
That's an embarrassment of riches now they have that can rush the quarterback for the New York Giants. I know Dexter Lawrence is no longer there, but when you already have Burns and Abdul Carter, Thibodeau's still there at the moment, and now you add another one, and these guys are all elite athletes. If you think of the last 2 Super Bowl winners, they both won Super Bowls, not just based off talent, but the depth of their defensive front. Now this is all of a sudden a Giants team that is extremely deep up front.
And how did the Giants win it under Tom Coughlin? How deep was that defensive front? Being able to go get the quarterback, have an effect on people, especially during the playoffs. They did it that way before. Seems like they're headed back there again.
Yeah, you got the ESPN one. I got the NFL Network. NFL Network's way better.
Thibodeau immediately comes to mind where people may be making a phone call and he might be on the move. But this is a big-time get for the Giants. I'm not sure they gained.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they announced this as 141. They announced this as 141, but it's correct. This one's
very quickly and make that hit.
The sky is the limit with this guy. He's just a
wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. The NFL Network's way better. Way better. I was so happy when I got fucking when I got YouTube TV. It automatically comes with NFL Network. I don't got to pay for anything.
Versatile game wrecker. So he deployed him right away. Week 1 against Texas and Arch Manning.
NFL
he
Network?
was out there using him in creative ways, and that's what I would say would be his best usage going into the National Football League would be positionless. You create something for Arvell Reese and allow that athleticism to really take hold. I think he's a guy that's in a Micah Parsons type of mold. This is a really good football player that is very raw, Rich.
Well, let's get to the highlights. I can show you what he looked like.
So there was something I forgot to bring up. Can we talk about it on round? Okay, yeah. Oh, hold on. I got a message from Omega. There was something I forgot to bring up for this past lightning round, but can we talk about it on the next one? Yeah, go ahead, Omega. What is it?
You see that again, the pursuit, able to win off the edge, and then that closing 2 steps, he can really get going. And this is the difference between him and Bailey. He's got a little more knockback power. You see it as a bull rusher. You also see it at the point of attack.
Xbox lowered the prices of Game Pass. That just came up. Didn't that just come up recently? I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. I'm just don't care and not sold. Because I'm not going to put it past him to bump it up again.
Oh, there's no question about it. He's a giant now, and he's going to want to play like a giant. And Joel, I think you really hit on it. Have him be positionless.
I'm not going to put it past him to bump it up again.
The assignments for him, they gets him wrapped up before he gets on to the next thing.
Like a couple days ago, and the main reason is newer CODs will not be day 1 releases on there. Okay. future.
Line up in a 4-3. Looking for room. Jones comes up to make the play at the 43-yard line. Just back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
This defense could put the brakes on you real fast.
Here's a look at the third down success rate of each team.
Real quick, I gotta call Mom real quick. I need to see what she's doing. Okay. Actually, no. I'm gonna call her around like 9:30. Because knowing how she is, she might take forever. Trade. Trade. What do you mean trade?
Everywhere. Ian Rappaport.
Oh,
there's
okay. It's just now reported.
Trade between the Chiefs and the Browns. I'll ask you what you think is up here.
9th, 3rd, and 5th. I mean, at least they get an extra 3rd, but my thing is, what the fuck are they going to do with it?
First round, there's a couple possibilities here. Ruben Bain is an edge that they really like, with potentially be coming up for him. I know
Ian Rappaport said Ruben Bain could be the guy.
Certainly an option.
You disagree or you agree?
Tackle has not gone yet. They could get the first offensive tackle off the board. Some really good options for an aggressive
Chiefs.
City team.
Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders took almost all 8 of their minutes to make the 7th overall selection, as we're waiting for the 6th overall pick that belongs now to the Chiefs, because again, they traded it up from 9. The New Orleans Saints, 8th overall, are taking their allotted time right now, under 6.5 minutes to go until that pick is in. Here comes the commissioner with the Chiefs' 6th overall pick. Top 5 is already in the books with some surprises.
With the 6th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane.
Yep, you called it.
Defensive back, LSU.
Mansour Delane, first, the best cornerback in this draft, goes straight to Kansas City, which makes a lot of sense because they just gave up one of their corners again. So there you go.
This one goes out of bounds.
So they gave up some assets just to go get the corner they want. Does this confirm Kansas City has no 3rd round pick, by the way, at all? Or do they have a spare?
With a counterplay, he's brought down behind the line for a short
Doug?
pass. So let's take a look at how this back compares to the opposition.
Don't tell me this shit cut off again. Oh, thank God.
What happened?
I'm about to say, I thought the fucking call cut off again. Thank God it didn't.
I hope Mansour Delane, now that he's the chief, in about 10 years, I hope he fucking thinks that the neighbor husband is fucking his wife, and he goes,
Nah, that's insane!
I'm on down, he knocks on the door and says to the lady, yeah, I live down the street, and it would be like, I think your husband's sleeping with my wife.
You need to stop.
No, hold on, and then she's gonna be like, what makes you think that? And he's gonna say, well, I did find these at the end of my bed one day when I came home from work a little early, and I know they're not mine. And she's gonna look at him and go, oh, that's our son's.
I can't lie, bro. The Eagles definitely got loaded up on offensive line. Arvell Reese, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter. But unless Kayvon Thibodeau is really the trade piece, still, even without him, that's a nasty line. That's a nasty future lineup. That's a nasty future lineup. So yeah, I think for this, Monroe Freeling's looking more and more likely if that's the D-line the Eagles have to contend with for the next 5 years.
Number 26 with some good moves and gets good yardage, bringing it back to
she did.
30.
She jumped and slammed her head on the back of the couch.
First and 10.
We'll start the drive at the 30-yard line. First and 10.
All right, Mansour Delane. Oh, that's just saw someone get most. Yeah.
Remember when we did a little mock, I told you to get for a first target.
Yep, they called it. Now, who else did you see them targeting?
Now, I was surprised they traded up to do it, but I'm still not surprised he's the pick.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the way the board's falling, that means Washington gets Sonny Styles. That's what they're going to do.
Baltimore comes out in their nickel.
That's a good setup with Frankie Lou. Him and Frankie's, yeah, that's not bad.
You know what?
To be fair, they could also go differently because it's like I said, they have two 30-year-old wide receivers.
There's going to be another shock here in a minute.
It's not going to shock me if, I'm telling you this right now, it's not going to shock me if they go wide receiver.
Sonny Styles is going to Washington, 100%. Mark it down. I'm talking about the Saints.
Oh?
Under pressure, throws it.
The Saints are always that team. Just they do shit like hey.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you expect them to do? Like what's the most safest option you think the Saints could go versus the Saints being the Saints?
Ruben Bain, because he's the most projected. He's the end. They need it. Come on. I think he'd be the safest, but they're going to take the unsafe.
Wide is awarded to one player each year and celebrates their profound impact on and off the field.
Why is Jerome Bettis here?
I'm joined on stage by former winners Lynn Swann and Jerome Bettis.
Well, Lynn Swann, yeah, I get it, because he played. Well, no, not Lynn Swann. I don't think he played for the Commanders.
Member to the prestigious club 2 months ago. Super Bowl champion and 6-time All-Pro Bobby Wagner.
Oh, Bobby Wagner.
Where you
Okay,
go,
my
Bobby?
bad. Bob Wagner.
On behalf of the Payton family and nationwide, I encourage players drafted this week to make their community
Bobby Wagner's not there?
a better place.
I guess Bobby Wagner's not there. You did all that? Okay, never mind.
2026 NFL Draft. The Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles.
Damn.
Linebacker.
On it again.
Ohio State.
All right, Sonny Styles to Washington. Him and Frankie Lou. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good duo.
There's Papa Styles right there, who Kurt won a Super Bowl with. And there's Lorenzo Jr.
The third Buckeye in the first 7. It's going to be another Buckeye taking here momentarily.
Oh.
Caleb Downs is coming off the board now, or at 10, I'm thinking.
So you think he's either going off the board to New Orleans or he's going straight to the Giants?
No, he ain't going to New Orleans. I'm saying now as in the Browns.
Okay, either to the Browns or to the Giants.
Because I already told the Saints just made a decision that they're going to regret because they're taking an injury-prone receiver.
Wait, they took Tyson? You think they took Tyson?
With the way the board's falling out, and the way I'm seeing how things are going, and the way I'm seeing how teams are thinking, that's why I said they're going to make the decision to take Mr. Injury-prone.
You better not be looking on socials.
Definitely not.
Better not be cheating and looking on socials.
Let's see, where the fuck are you at?
I'm ahead of you. I'm right where Sonny Styles about to walk up and get his jersey.
They've done very well on third down.
I'm seeing him walk through the little aisle thing now.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I'm like 3 to 5 seconds ahead of you.
He didn't even get to the hat yet. He's still coming down.
Yep, yeah. And for me, he just put the hat on. God damn, that's long of an alleyway. What the fuck is this, WrestleMania?
Yeah, he's just now coming to that little thing, and he's now got the hat in his hand.
Yeah, I'm like 3 to 5 seconds ahead of you.
With the double S on the suit. That's crazy.
We finally got a touchdown throughout the stream.
The extra point attempt is good. So following that touchdown, the score is 7-0 Vikings.
And I'm thinking Cowboys are probably on the phone right now, telling the Browns, hey, what's it going to take to go from 12 to 9?
Ah, fucking me.
And if I'm the Browns, I'm like, give me a second-round pick.
Think they'll take it?
Give me the third-round pick.
Think they'll take it? Bro, the Commanders draft room is so fucking terrible. That shit paused mid fucking video. Like, goddamn, bro, how broke of a franchise could you be?
This one is fielded.
Yeah, it's Doug Williams.
Get updated cameras.
You know that the offense
Bro, shit don't make no goddamn sense. You got time for the stadium, you better get some updated cameras.
see what they're able to put together.
Better not have an updated stadium with no good cameras.
This is crazy.
Here returns to the game after being shaken up earlier.
Let's go, let's go. Watch the snap down.
Going in the air on first down. Throwing. And he hits his target. Smith is there for the tackle. Number 7 didn't have much room to do anything with that one.
Yeah, they had the coverage and they made the sure play instead of trying something fancy, like going for the pick.
Lorenzo's okay. Sonny Styles, father Lorenzo Styles Sr. played 6 seasons in the NFL. I didn't even know that. Damn. And that championship was that the same championship that was with Kurt Warner?
Jackson with the dive. So he'll be down.
Why? Why the fuck did Lamar Jackson just dive there? He could have just took off for more yards. The fuck, man? What are we doing?
The first down.
He could have absolutely got more yards. Hell, I'm led to believe he could have broke it for a touchdown. All right, we got Saints, Browns, Giants, Dolphins. All right, so we're in break. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna call Mom on top of that. I gotta go take a shit. So I'll be right back, y'all.
Shit time.
And you'll see that kind of thing out of these guys a lot. They're big and they're strong and they're fast. Opposing offensive lines sure have their hands full when they get out in this field.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 38-yard line.
Defense, get ready.
A group of 25 soldiers. Only one man back. With the pass on target, he goes down to make the catch. He has such a quick release. The ball is out before anybody knows what's happening.
That makes it hard for him to be sacked, and it gives the defenders less time to react.
Ball at midfield. Ball on the 50-yard line. Number 27, the deep back. Gets the call. Going to spot this one at the 46-yard line. And that's now 3 tackles for him in this game.
Just like doing things yourself. We've got the quality tools.
Ball on the 46-yard line. Ball on the 46-yard line. Number 7 comes in motion.
Hold the look.
It off to the back. Pick is here on the stop at the 43-yard line. Number 27 battles his way forward for what appears to be a 2-yard pick. To move the chains on 3rd down here, they have to get it to the 40. The Vikings come out in a nickel package. Throws it. Incomplete pass. And they'll have a 4th down now after no connection on that short pass. They're trying to make their offense start from inside their own 5. They'll spot this one where it went out. Ball on their own 20. Ball on the 20-yard line. Don't stop that motor. Only one man back. Cuts it away. Number 6 is there for the tackle at the 24.
Running the ball consistently is a first step in creating a balanced attack.
And he picks up about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Let's go. What's the hard count?
Only one man in the backfield. With the throw, this one will be spotted at the 28. He wraps up the ball carrier. His tackle total is now 4. Good read on that play. He saw them drop back in zone and took advantage.
That's the kind of efficiency that the coach is looking for out of him. Take what the defense gives, don't force it, protect the football, those kinds of things.
And we can attribute this lead to their ability to convert on third down. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. Ball carrier stops short. That'll probably lead to a punt. So 3 and out, and they'll line up to punt. The 21-yard line.
Now it's their turn to do something on offense. They're down by a touchdown early. But these guys have the kind of offense that can score anytime they have the ball. The Ravens will start the drive at the 25-yard line. First and 10.
All on us, y'all. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. They ain't got nothing. Let's get some. Good shoot. Let's go, let's go.
On the call. Hunter is there for the tackle at the 27-yard line. Number 27 battles his way forward for what appears to be a 2-yard pick. Ball on their own 27.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Looking to run it here. Smith comes up to make the play at the 30.
This is one of those games where you just keep running it at them. 4 yards here, 5 yards there, and loosen them up, and then wham. You knock them out late in the game with that long touchdown run.
And he picks up about 30-yard line. After 1 quarter of play, the score is 7-0. Vikings.
Minnesota, 7. Baltimore, nothing.
And we're ready to start the second quarter.
Third and 4. Ball on the 30-yard line.
Deuce it, deuce it. Let's go.
This team has to start converting on third down if they're going to be successful.
Not today. Here we go.
Pressure coming. Gets the pass off. And he can't find a way to keep possession.
There's not one wide receiver who can ever claim he's never dropped a pass. It's just part of the game.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3 and out.
I'm back, and I just caught it. Wow, they picked Jordan Tyson. Wow.
He will find his way to fit in.
Yo, he called it again.
This is not an age.
Why are you calling this shit mid-draft?
Came in and established himself the second half of last year.
Well,
bro, why? Nah, fuck that. Why are you calling this shit mid-draft? You literally said, bro, why do I feel like they're going to do this?
3 of their first round playoff series in the NBA playoffs. That's one way to pass the time. And by the way, I don't know what the Browns would have done 9th overall, but he was 1 pick away from potentially joining his brother in the same city. But I can also imagine it hasn't been easy hearing his health being questioned and red flags.
Unbelievable.
And conversations about his availability. That's part of the emotions I'm sure that was overcoming him when he was getting out of it.
I'm sure that's part of it, but I think a lot of this is word choice. To me, you have a fair criticism to say there's times where he's not physical at the line of scrimmage or physical to finish a catch.
I know he's
That's
been
not
linked to him a
questioning
lot,
someone's
but
toughness. That's not what that is.
I only learned about it after I finalized my mock because Ed happened to fucking text me. The whole city of Cleveland's in an uproar. They want nothing to do with Caden Proctor.
Wow.
And so they're apparently not going to support that pick if that's the pick. So now I don't think he's the pick. The question is, who's the pick? But I'm still going to say it's a lineman, offensive tackle specifically. But I don't know where to even guess.
This man's Dre, bro. This man Dre, he's a Giants fan in my Discord. You say, who the fuck is Arvell Reese? I'm like, my man, we had Arvell Reese as the number 3 pick in our mock just literally an hour ago. Like an hour or 2 ago. So it's like, that goes to show you the dude is good. I don't know what the fuck's he thinking.
Well, touching on the Giants, the Browns are taking an offensive tackle here.
Monroe Freely?
And I don't know.
Monroe
But
Freely?
I think the Giants are going to do the same thing.
No fucking way this safety you're talking about drops all the way down to like 12.
Caleb's going to be slipping past at least 10. There's no question.
I did say that it would be a good idea for the Giants to pick a lineman, guys. I did call this.
Yeah, they're going to.
Because look, you gotta protect Dart and you gotta protect Scatterboo. Like they both was injured last year, badly injured. So I would get it if they do. I would completely understand if they do. You just saw two of your weapons go down last year. Whether it was offensive line or not, they still went down because they didn't have enough help at the line position. So
I can't even begin to guess who the Giants are going to take till I know what the fucking Browns do.
yeah, so I think for them, whatever the Browns take, is like, all right, bro, we're gonna take the guy after you.
In the 2026
About to find out.
draft, the Cleveland Browns select Spencer Fano.
Oh, Spencer Fano is the first lineman taken? Wow. Whoa.
That means the Giants are going down south and taking Francis.
Whoa.
Athleticism, that's where I think he goes.
Okay.
Talk about arm length as we'll do a couple times throughout the evening.
A lot of
that was a little bit of the concern with him, but then his arms, his arms magically grew, got to 33 inches, the same as Rashawn Slater, his highest paid tackle in football. So there's not as much concern there anymore. He's got excellent intelligence and awareness. You can see it in his play. He also has some nastiness to be able to drive and finish when you get outside in the run game, and then out in space, you want to throw screens, you want to pull him. He's more than capable of doing that. We saw him at the combine put on an absolute show with his workout. So this is a very athletic guy, and this is a full rebuild this offseason for the Cleveland Browns offensive line.
All right, it's time for Best Available, presented by American Express, as Miami is using, thankfully, all of its time here so we can catch up. We're about to get the Giants' second pick of the first 10 picks. They chose Arvell Reese.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling people, bro. Get the fuck off of socials. Like, bro, the picks for social media will always be ahead, no matter what. It will always be ahead.
What do you think the Giants are going to?
Because by the time they announce, like literally before the commissioner comes out, the pick is already announced on Twitter. That's why I'm like, do not get on socials. You will get spoiled. Immediately get spoiled.
With the 10th pick in the 2026
I have a feeling it's going to be Monroe Freeland.
the New York Giants select Francis Maui-Noah.
Oh, never mind. You were right. Francis goes right after. I think, why do I get the feeling the Dolphins are slightly pissed?
2 first-round picks go defense, Arvell Reese and Francis.
Because didn't they want him? By the way, Doug, you're on mute. Didn't they want him?
In the first 8 picks, we see 2 go.
Like you targeted, like you pressed the button to move, by the way. And apparently Dallas, I just saw it just now. Dallas just traded up to 11. So they just literally just swap picks with Miami for whatever reason.
And you think about they want to run the ball there.
Miami's going to take their guy.
Yeah, Dallas just decided to swap positions with Miami for some weird ass reason. It's only about 1 spot.
But this guy can move people from point A to point B.
And that's what they did at Miami. They ran the rock.
Okay, 10. Let me go ahead and read it off.
A lot of good defenses, and he in particular owned that line of
Make
scrimmage.
it read
He's
off.
just a run grader.
Yeah, and just think about this guy.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
They may be able to share
Okay. The Eagles are still at 23. They have not said anything. But pick 10, that pick 10 we got for Dex, yeah, you need a lineman. Dre, you needed a lineman. Your guys got hurt. Both your quarterback and your running back that the Giants value so highly from what happened that last season, they got fucked up.
And so that is
You need to protect him.
So Miami's still
He is now going to be linked.
and the Cowboys
Dexter Lawrence.
11th overall
Who they got for
pick is going to be announced.
Then he better be I'm not gonna say he better have like equal production, but he needs to be good enough to be like, all right, look, I gotta protect my quarterback and my running back as much as I can.
And for the Dolphins to go down, they probably did nothing but get like a 6th round pick or something.
Likely. I don't know.
It's just one spot. They probably only get like a 6th round pick or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is good for the Miami Dolphins because they're still going to get a guy they want and or need at 12, and they're going to get extra picks which they need because they're rebuilding completely.
I'm curious who are the Cowboys going after, because why would you move up one spot just to do it?
Yeah, it takes care of his culture too. Look at him do a little bit of fire dancing as he's getting there.
They didn't have to do that for Downs.
But the thing I think about DJ, as we just talked about, I see him going inside.
Is that what they think?
To start off.
Here's the thing, even if you don't think Miami's going to take him, you're afraid of someone else jumping above you into Miami's spot to get him.
Point made.
So you go there yourself, and I think Downs is going to be picked.
Yeah, Downs gotta be the pick. At first we was thinking about who was it? The guy out of Oregon? The Eneman? The Eneman?
CC, what do you want to tell Jackson
So
Dart
to go
about
from
how he
that
helped
to
protect
grab
him on this
Downs, hey
Giants
look,
O-line?
great draft for Dallas so far. Can't even hate.
I figure Downs is long gone. That's why you settle for Fenneman.
Hey look.
Or Warren, and now you end up getting the guy.
You have
Hey
an
look.
ode to American Samoa
Look,
on your jacket and
great
your family,
great draft for
and
Dallas so
even growing
far.
up
You get arguably the best defensive player in the draft, if not if you don't want to say he's the best defensive player, fine, but he's the best safety in the draft. So you can't hate on that if you're a Dallas fan.
You can do it. Simple as that.
Congratulations.
So there you go. Cowboys flip 2 5s to Miami.
As soon as I saw the
They move
trade,
up one spot, and
check
they're
the trade, I knew
genuinely
right away.
excited
Whoa, they just get 2 5th rounders.
Dallas Cowboy.
Okay.
Could it be Caleb Downs making his way to Frisco?
Yup, they're going nuts over there. That gotta be Caleb Downs.
Either him or the mystery will be revealed.
That gotta be Caleb Downs. You don't go that nuts unless you think you got a home run pick at the position.
Like no other.
You get 2 additional
One that
picks.
lands you in the quiet comfort of the largest global
Additional
airport
picks
lounge
just to go down one spot. That's
lets you
good.
savor
Good work by
every
Miami.
bite with
Yeah, great work.
benefits at over 10,000
Good shit.
Like I said, let's say it is Caleb Downs. Let's just say it is Caleb Downs.
Which it
Now the
is.
players that are
worldwide.
forward for Miami is crazy. So it's worth it for them.
You'll talk about.
I'm seeing some Eagles talk, sadly, well, Eagles talk, but we don't know if this is the case. I was told by multiple sources that the Jets have had conversations about moving out of the 16th pick, and the Eagles have certainly talked with the Jets. Eagles have talked to the Bucks at 15. So this was at 8:40. This was just after the draft. I mean, just after the draft started. So we're gonna find out who it's for, if they're able to get it. I don't think they will, but we'll find out. But yeah, I'll tell you that, man. If Eagles just somehow, some way, they able to grab their lineman they want and still look at trying to move back up into the first to get a weapon, got it. Can't hate. Look out, pressure. Oh! Yo, man, Madden 08 never ceases to amaze me. That was a good-ass fucking catch. Oh, that was fucking great, because that could have gotten very, very bad. Could have went for an interception. Under heat too, under pressure. Oh wow. Yeah, I definitely see it being Caleb Downs, bro. Ain't no way. They were way too happy in that draft room for it not to be him.
The puppy said, "Give me one."
Way too happy.
Go get one. Go get him. Look how happy. Right. Oh man, I'm looking at what's still on the board now. What's Miami taking? Because the mock draft simulator, I bring it up and I make picks with it as they go off the board, so I can see the big board.
Oh, that's smart too. I didn't think about that. I ain't gonna hold you. Actually, no. Let me go and see if I can pull that right up.
Minnesota fails once again to get the first down, and it's 7 times.
Yeah, and that's huge for the defense to keep stepping up.
Damn, I don't even know where to begin here.
They're a solid group of guys who make key stops.
See if I can pull that up.
So this should be an easy throw.
As you know, is eager to get more new young talent into their shop. They're absolutely happy to move down one. And we'll find out who the Cowboys got a little itchy.
All right, so it's Ruben Bain. We know the Cowboys got to get Caleb Downs. In fact, even the mock draft I'm looking at here that we did said it's Caleb Downs, so I'm going to confirm it. It's Caleb Downs. All right, so I'm looking at Ruben Bain, Jermont McCoy, Mekhi Lemon, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lomu, Dylan Thieneman, Kenyon Sadiq, Keldrick Falk, Peter Woods. Yeah, I see it being Ruben Bain, bro. Probably.
With the 11th pick in the 2026
Oh, look, I see
NFL
Goodell
Draft,
walking to the podium.
the Dallas Cowboys select
Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs.
Yep, that's a great pick.
Ohio State.
Great pick.
So there you go.
I hate it, but hey, damn good pick. They better not fuck it up with him, though. I know that for a fact. They can't fuck it up with him. They got the Eagles former defensive back coach as a defensive coordinator.
The Cowboys got themselves a big time win.
Didn't you hear?
And they got themselves a new defensive coordinator in the offseason, and Christian Parker, who came over from their rival, the Philadelphia Eagles.
So you just mentioned it, Christian Parker.
A couple young players they drafted, and Cooper
Did a very good job coaching up on very good job having to coach up on Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell.
They're going to be able to deploy him in a lot of different areas in CD. This defense last year, 32nd and 3rd.
Yeah, as long as they're good together, I don't give a
points
fuck.
per game, 32nd passing yards per game, 30th in turnovers.
I don't
Those
give a
numbers are
flying
all
fuck.
gonna get better as this guy gets to Dallas.
Offensive coordinators love getting their new quarterback. Defensive coordinators, Joel Klatt, love getting their new quarterback. And they got one in Caleb Downs, who'll patrol the secondary, organize the secondary. Heck, he could wear the green dot and do the entire defense. He'll be up there teaching everyone new that comes there after 2 days of minicamp when he gets to Dallas.
After 2 days of minicamp is insane.
Cowboys have a tradition of these guys in the secondary, the Darren Woodsons, right? The Roy Williams. The last time they took a safety in the first round, 2002, and it was Roy
And
Williams.
2002. It's been a while for them since they took a safety. Good job. I ain't gonna hold you.
Ball on the 25-yard line.
You gotta be that good if the last time the Cowboys took a safety was 2002.
Pressure, rolling. The defender's got it. Cousins picks the wrong spot to throw to. It'll be a turnover, John.
Yep, sometimes you think you can sneak one by, but then the defense makes a great play on the ball and beats your receiver to it.
He could end up better than his uncle.
Who was his uncle?
Ray Bly.
Really? That was his uncle?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh. That shit runs in the blood. Wow, that's actually crazy.
And he's going to end up being a better pro than his brother.
And his brother is?
Josh Downs, the Colts receiver.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's why they got a podcast, Downs to Business. I think that's what it is.
Might need to work on that name now.
One thing these guys don't want to do is give up in a running game, because if they do that, they become one-dimensional, and that plays right into the defense.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
All I know is it's taken forever for Miami to get on the board.
Taking it all in.
And make a
Just
pick.
moments ago, you were on the phone.
They might be
with Jerry
trading back
Jones.
again.
What did he tell you about the
That's
Cowboys'
what-
plans to
They
use you?
got to be working for
First of all, I
him.
just
I don't know
want
if
to
you
say
remember
thank
Gary
God.
Downs, though.
Without
No.
that, none of us would
No.
be here.
Okay,
Just
well, that
thankful
was their
for my
dad.
Savior, Jesus Christ. But it was a great conversation. I honestly couldn't hear him.
Hey man, look, good pick. But hey, you gotta deal with a rough NFC East, so we'll see what'll happen. In terms of wideouts, he has to deal with a rough NFC East. You better be ready. when you have to go up against Malik Neighbors. You have to be ready when you go up against even old, experienced wide receivers. I know I mentioned that Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are old as shit, but hey, look, if he ain't ready, then they will give him the footwork. And of course, you already know the Eagles gonna look at Devontae as #1, so it matters of who they're gonna pair next to him, and he has to be ready for that too. And he has to be ready at run support.
New administration about
what?
To announce their first pick. John Eric Sullivan, the new
All right,
manager, taken from the
Miami. Who are you picking?
Jeff Hafley, their new head coach, also from the Packers. And this is the first.
I'll be shocked if Caleb. I'll be shocked if Ruben Bain slips further. I don't think he will. He can't be slipping this far down.
For Saturday, 2/5 to move down one spot.
Like, there's no way Ruben Bain slips this far, right? Right?
With the 12th pick
There's no way.
in the 2026
There's literally no way he slips this far.
The Miami Dolphins select Caden Proctor.
Caden Proctor to the Dolphins. Whoa.
Daniel, they talked about wanting to build to the trenches with this new regime. John Eric Sullivan coming in.
Oh, goddamn.
Taking the big man out of Alabama. He is massive.
Big man.
He was a little out of shape.
Jason Peters to the AFC East.
That man's massive.
Woo-wee.
He's maintained that. He had a very good process working through the spring.
That's a massive man.
Jesus, big boy.
He is impressive.
Big boy.
350 plus pounds. You're gonna have a hard time getting through those pads.
350, big boy.
Some teams viewed him as a guard for this reason because he can displace people in that run
Big
game. Here again,
boy.
movement he's able to generate here. He is just so big and strong and powerful. And then out in space,
But Ruben Bain slips further. Is this because of what happened with that report?
Not many guys 350. You're gonna spit the ball out to him outside.
If it's his arms, I'm gonna fucking laugh.
That's part of it. Regimes, their first pick is
I'm gonna fucking laugh.
They want to be big and they want to be physical in Miami.
Quick question for you though: is he they draft to play tackle, where Austin Jackson is, or they draft to play guard?
Austin Jackson has done both.
Has done both. So one of them
deploy those two guys.
So.
All right, I will be right back after bring bags in.
Behemoth of a man getting set to protect Malik Willis is the new quarterback there. Devin Echan, the running back, will definitely be running behind this kid. And the Miami Dolphins going line first in their new way of doing things there in Miami. Meanwhile, the Rams pick is about to be announced when we return from commercial break. The Ravens are on the clock, and there should be an interesting reaction to them being placed on the clock here in Pittsburgh, PA. So the Rams have made their choice. We'll hear what comes out of that draft room. And then the Ravens still to come right here with the Bucs and the Jets for the second time on the other side.
100 years ago, no one would insure cars for military members. So they did it themselves. A group of 25 soldiers backed each other. A century later, and we're still serving the military and their families. Not just because it's the right thing to do. It's in our DNA. Those values our founders shared: honor, service, loyalty, integrity. Those are the things we live by. And why our members know we'll be there. USAA, taking care of our values our founders shared.
Give me a hot pink Cosmopolitan. Add some drama. Look at the right. Always a twist. Give me an early morning tea time and a Bloody Mary with kettle one vodka. Give me a cocktail with kettle one vodka.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs, tackle new projects, and stock up on new tools at Harbor Freight. Whether you're a pro or just like doing things yourself, we've got the quality tools and savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight.
Okay, so we're at the film festival, middle of Park City. The doors open, and bam, Sapphire Reserve premiere party. These trips are the best.
I know
At
it.
Race Week,
I know
the lounge
it.
was
I
right next to
know.
the pit.
Paris, we went to exclusive events at incredible restaurants. Plus, nights on the sun. Heaven. Experience once-in-a-lifetime trips to the most exciting places with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Go ahead. Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
Does RAV stand for Rush Hour Avoidance Vehicle?
Or really aerodynamic vehicle?
It is the reverse gauging vehicle! I can see without my glasses!
Toyota, let's go places.
Verizon Small Business Days are coming, and we're here at Patty's Diner. Ever since Patty's Mango Cheesecake went viral, business has been booming. Patty looks to find her rhythm as the plates keep moving, and the orders are not slowing down. Here comes the Verizon Business Expert. Ooh, she's bringing support, special offers, and everything this business needs. Nice assist. It's a great day to be a small business. Verizon Small Business Days are coming. Score a meeting with an expert today. Special offers and everything this business needs.
We are a dozen picks in. There's Ruben Bain in the green room, built by Lowe's, waiting to hear his name being called from the U. A dozen picks in. The Rams pick has been in for a good almost 10 minutes. The Ravens have gone through their entire 8 minutes, and they have made their pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock right now with pick 15. Ian Rappaport, let's get your thoughts right now.
Richard, number 13 for the Rams. This is where the window opens for Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. It's early. Yes, it is early, but listen to this. When the Simpson family was trying to make the decision about whether or not he should enter the draft or stay in school, they consulted, among other people, Rams GM Les Snead, who told the family Simpson is for sure a first-rounder. Now, actually, has the opportunity to make it happen.
13th overall is the Rams this dumb shit spot because the Atlanta Falcons traded this pick to the Rams in last year's draft to draft James Pierce Jr., for whom there was a bit of news earlier today. He entered a 6-month pre-trial intervention program that could result in all charges of 3 felonies and a misdemeanor. They was charged and arrested in Florida in February after an incident involving his ex-girlfriend. If all his conditions are met and no jail time would come his way. But again, this is somebody that the Falcons traded a first-round pick last year to the Rams to choose, and they might not have him at all. But that's for another day. The Rams, 13th overall here. They had 29. That's what a lot of people thought they would take Ty Simpson, but this could be the spot.
Yeah, once that trade happened and they didn't have 29, I thought this might be off the table. But hearing Ian talk about it, if you look at it from 2 perspectives, from Ty Simpson's perspective, this is where absolutely you would love to go. You get a chance to go learn under the reigning MVP in Matthew Stafford, play for the elite offensive mind in Sean McVay. They can develop you properly, and you'll be put on the field when you're ready to be put on the field, and a great team and a great organization. The challenge I have with it is from the Rams situation. This is a team that was
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
That does have the reigning MVP on their roster at that position right
No,
now.
okay. Okay, what I missed at 12 and 11?
I thought this would be an opportunity to try and get that extra piece to help nudge them over the team in their
What did I miss for 12 and 11?
Or do they think long-term vision, and that leads to Simpson?
I
don't remember.
What?
I think there was a lot of talk about Makai Lemon.
How is that possible?
Maybe Lemon here, but
It was,
there seems to be some smoke around.
oh my God,
Tyson.
it was
A lot of smoke around that one. It's just very interesting to me in doing it. But this is going to be one of the few times that quarterback taking
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
You know what? Fuck it, I'll refresh. Okay, never mind, 12 was Caden Proctor. I see it.
With the 13th pick in the
Okay.
2026 NFL Draft,
I missed much.
the Los Angeles Rams select
Oh,
Ty Simpson.
Hi, Simpson! What?
Alabama.
Hey, yo!
So this
Bro!
is the first big shocker of the
Hey! Whoa! 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 Let's stop right there. The Rams did what?
that mock draft say that I sent you?
Yo! What the hell's going on?
What'd that mock draft say that I sent you?
What the? What the fuck is this? What kind of timeline is this?
You acting wild, you acting crazy, and I'm over here calm because this is what I said.
What the hell is this? I know you said Ty Simpson to the Rams, but not this not like this. There's just no fucking way.
Right.
There's just absolutely no fucking way.
That is in your window right now. Shows me picking Ty Simpson to the Rams with this pick. Not the later one, this one. But look at it.
Bro, this is fucking insanity. So here's the mock that Doug sent literally minutes after the draft started. So y'all can see for yourself. He had Caden Proctor going 6. He didn't go 6. He had Monsieur Delane going 7. He didn't go 7. He had Ruben Bain going to the Saints. They absolutely fucked that up.
This guy's already flashing LA. What the fuck?
Because I'm like, oh my god. He had Spencer Fano to the Dolphins. Caleb Downs was absolutely correct. Ty Simpson, what the absolute fuck? Olivi Vega Leon, we're gonna find out what they're gonna choose in a matter of moments. Kenyon Sadiq, we're also gonna find that out. Carnell Tate did not go to the Jets. In fact, he went higher than we all expected him to go. So that kind of shook things up.
His first three-step drop was when he was 3.
But wow, bro, Ty Simpson to the fucking Rams. I mean, I know they're getting ready for Stafford's departure, but wow.
Then he is a good athlete. He can use his legs to get out of some trouble, and they can also take off and get some of those free yards.
I know this for a fact. If I'm a Steelers fan, I am fucking shook. Because they still have no idea whether or not. They have no idea whether or not Rodgers is starting for him.
I told you, between Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, they feel comfortable for one season if he doesn't come back. But I firmly expect Aaron Rodgers to come out of his cage during this draft, since it's in Pittsburgh, and let his fans know he'll be back.
Unbelievable.
Your dad was your coach. He's been a coach for as long as you can remember.
Ow.
As you think about tonight, now that you're a first-round NFL quarterback, how did he help you get here?
I can see some Steelers fans are a little upset.
I can see why. Look, I didn't expect this either.
My dad, he helped me along the way and everything possible, from sitting in meetings to quarterback drills. Shout out UT Martin and everything they've done for me
Let's
as
keep
well.
shit real.
Now
Ty
you're going to
Simpson
play
had
in an
the better
offense
season
with the
than
Rams.
Mendoza.
It's similar to the
He
offense
was
that you ran
hyped
at
more
Alabama.
during the
What are you
season than
most
Fernando
excited
Mendoza.
about in learning
And
from
then
Sean
this kid had a
McVay
couple
and
bad games down the stretch. And let's be real, he only had 15 career starts. So down the stretch, he's getting up against better teams. It's come playoff time. He's then going up against these much better teams that are better, deeper. He's in his 13th, 14th, 15th game of the season. He's never played that many games in a season in his life because he's only was playing in high school. So he was getting worn out. He was getting tired, didn't have the stamina. And then because Mendoza and his team that's loaded had a tremendous playoff run, Ty Simpson gets and Mendoza gets the hype. Ain't nobody can tell me that's not the way it did. Those who want to argue can go fuck themselves because it means they don't know football. It doesn't mean Mendoza's better or worse. It doesn't mean Ty Simpson's better or worse. But nobody wants to look at it from that perspective. No one wants to talk about it from that perspective. Julian saying, by the way, is in that same category. Also, we forgot all about him. It's all about Mendoza. The only reason we don't talk about him right now is because he decided to go back to school. So, I'm just saying. Which is why I told you I'm not 100% sold on fucking Mendoza. No one talks about him.
This is going.
You never heard about him all off season.
It's the
You
first
heard about him all season long. You just knew he was the starting quarterback of Indiana. It was a good team.
Take it away, Commish.
Let's see what the Ravens go. I think I can see Kenyon Sadiq getting taken here, if not here, than the Bucks.
With the 14th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Olive Avenga.
Holy fucking shit.
Guard,
Yo, Doug needs to start betting. He needs to start betting. You would have made fucking money, dog. 3 of these guys right, 4 of these guys right, you'd have made money.
They go ahead and bolster protection for Lamar, and this guy is going to have Derrick Henry running behind him.
Tyler Linderbaum's gone. He's now a Raider, so they replace him with a guard who can do a lot of the things Linderbaum does.
You'd have made so much money.
Reminded me of Brandon Scherf when he was coming out of college. Just big and powerful. He is a tone setter. You want to watch guys get
unbelievable.
You're going to enjoy watching his tape. He does not stop.
I do the best I can.
It's not going to end well. Again, drive and finish. Look at the ability. He's always
I think they got it on draft kick or some shit like that where you can bet for draft picks who you think will get drafted.
In the entire class, you can move him. They use him out in space. A lot of these creative
unbelievable
that they utilize CD, and you can see him
just
clean people.
Well,
new coach, but an organization that knows who they are.
Here we go. Kenyon Sadiq either Tampa Bay or Carolina. Either way, he's going to the South.
The Bucks pick when we come back. The Jets are on the clock with the
Remember, I have
Lions and
Sadiq
Vikings right behind them. Nearing the halfway point of the first night in Pittsburgh.
We'll see what happens.
On 3rd down.
I mean, it might not because some of the players are still on this board, but it might. I definitely ain't going to get the 16th pick, right? Because he's already gone.
Right.
Unable to get
Wow.
going on that series, they'll have to punt it away here.
Unbelievable.
From the 31. Number 7.
Yeah, but I have 1, 2,
at the 32.
3,
4. If Sadiq is right, it's 5.
I got Fernando right, David Bailey right. Francis Mayoa to the Giants right, that's 3. Downs right to the Cowboys is 4. Simpson right's 5. Ione right 6. Perfectly right, 6 out of the first 14.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm saying is because Ruben Bain's still on the board.
Right. He is still on the board. And that's what's shaking up most of this draft so far. The fact Ruben Bain is still here is insane. It's like,
I think they go there.
yeah, and it's like, this is why it's so crazy to me that Ruben Bain slipped as far as like, bro, he's that good of a player to where he should have been like at least a top 10, maybe even top 15. Like right now he's at 15. But if he slips by here, I will be stunned.
That's what I'm saying. Because he's there, I can't see the Bucks going.
Right.
I can't see the Bucks taking Sadiq because he's on the board.
Yeah, like for me, this is the shocker of the draft is the fact that Ruben Bain is as far down as he is when he should not be.
What?
He should have been a top 10 selection, arguably top 5 selection.
That's why I audible. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking I'm going to audible, and they'll go that route because he's there.
Now, there's only 2 reasons I could think of. Like you said, because of his size, because for some weird reason, teams are scared off by size when really it's like, look, we have seen this happen before where we have edge rushers that are long in length when it goes to their arms, and they still can't get the pass rush out, on the quarterback. We have seen this plenty of times. We have also seen it to where pass rushers that don't have big arms, they still get to the quarterback. And the reason why they get there is because they fucking bull rush the hell out of the lineman. This is true. So it's very interesting to me that he slipped that far down. If not because of his size, it's because of that fucking case that came out. Even though the family told him, like, nah, like, we don't care, like, nah, we don't want you to bring this shit up. They want no parts of it. But we don't know if that's what teams think. But okay, yeah, you don't want no parts of it, but we're still scared off because who knows if it's gonna, you know, repeat itself. So we're gonna find the fuck out.
I know Sadiq remains that pick.
Then the Jets made their second pick of the first round. We're waiting to hear on the Bucks.
But I think Bain's going to go
still
here
just taking in the fact that
Makai Lemon
was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams.
This is gonna get real fucking interesting. This is gonna get real fucking interesting when it's Carolina's pick if the Jets and the Bucks do not pick Sadiq. It's gonna get real interesting. Do you go with him or do you go with an offensive tackle and protect your quarterback?
You know what? The Jets will take Sadiq.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the Jets will do it if the Bucks don't.
In 1960,
Right, it's gonna get incredibly interesting to me.
the Packers took quarterback Don Horn in the first round, 25th overall.
San Diego State's Don Horn.
He sat 2 years and made 6 starts at
That'd be great.
Yeah, if the Jets take Sadiq.
I mean, at least they're getting a weapon.
Right. Right.
Bart Starr was a 17th round pick.
It's gonna get incredibly interesting. Shit, it's gonna get incredibly interesting when it's the Eagles pick, for all I know. Because there's still wide receivers on the board they might look at.
Well, we'll see what happens between now and that pick. I think they might try and trade up here.
Right.
A guy like McCown might still be on the board here in a couple picks.
Right.
They might want to come for him.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It would come up from Makai Lemon. Very interesting.
$5 in the tip jar for him.
I'm very biased of Makai.
But if the Buck,
15th pick
hold on.
in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Ruben Bain Jr.
There you go. Ruben Bain finally comes off the board. It took long enough.
What do you think? I thought they might end up getting his teammate in Mesidor, but I did not imagine that Ruben Bain would be
I forgot about Mesidor, who's still here.
If you look at their options, I don't think they imagine in a million years.
Oh, never mind. He is. My bad. Shit. Yeah, Chiefs did trade it up for him. Yeah, my bad.
When you look at the video of him,
all right. So here we go. What do the Jets do? Do they like what they see to draft them, one of these players, or do they trade back? This is going to get interesting.
Later, these guys kick inside, they rush over guards, and it's just a mismatch. And pity the tight ends. Those poor tight ends that want to try and block him. Good luck.
I'll be honest, I'm going to spoil. I'm going to find out whether or not they do. I said no all this time not to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Extremely short, but CD, he's a leverage player. That's what he relies on. I don't see him as a...
You're right, I should, because I can't, because all I see is Ruben Bain getting picked up.
He's going to dominate against the run.
And move inside in some packages. I love how you went Mr. T there when you pitied everyone like that. That was very good.
I don't think they will, because after all this time, they could have been traded up with them. They've had like 10 picks to do it. I don't think they will.
2019 and Todd Bowles' defense in Tampa Bay. He had 31.5-inch arms. Bain 30 and 7.
I don't think they will.
If you're going to go to a
I can't see it.
understands that type of a pass rusher, Todd Bowles is that guy. I think that
If anything, they're just gonna let the board fall and see what'll happen. That's what I think is gonna happen. They'd be like, "Fuck it, we'll just keep our picks. We don't gotta do anything." Now, what I think they might do, and I can't see it, but just what I think they might do. They might trade back up into the first if what you said is true about some other players they might want. The Eagles. You said they might have a shot of trading back up to the first. They could.
If the Eagles trade back in the first, it's going to cost a haul.
I know.
I guarantee you he will give you production behind the line of scrimmage, and he will help you on
the teams
every
picking within the top
down.
5
And I
can
think
trade
this
back
is
in
the
the
type of
first
guy
round.
that can go in particular
Those
with
within the
Todd
top
Bowles
10,
and really
10
excel.
at a quality price, but it's not going to be too bad. Outside the top 10, it's going to
And I still think he can move inside those
Right.
sub packages and rush over those guards and help himself.
His arms seem long enough.
Now we got the Lions on the board for the Jets. We just saw Bain, but I'm thinking the Jets. I'm thinking the Jets take tight end.
Yeah, this is where Sadiq could go. Because like I said, all this time, Eagles could have been made that trade. Like, they had 10 picks to do it. And this is how Wilson we're talking about. If he wants to make a trade, he'll do it. He'll make the trade. But this might be the one draft where I won't be shocked, where it's like he either trades down, collects more, or he'll just take the draft as it comes. Because he's done this before. Yeah. Yeah, pick is in. So, yeah, I think Sadiq is coming off here. If he doesn't come off here, he's going off to Carolina. And if he doesn't go off to Carolina, then, well, we'll see. Where the fuck is he going?
This is going to be about a 45-yard field goal attempt.
Oh, he missed a field goal. Wow.
Only one man in the backfield.
All right, commissioner's coming up.
On offense last year, an otherwise dreary campaign, but here comes the commissioner with the second first-round pick of the Jets tonight.
I expect Kenyon Sadiq to be off the board.
With the 16th pick,
I'll be stunned if it's not the case.
NFL draft, the New York Jets select Kenyon Sadiq. Tight end.
There you go.
So they're going 2 tight ends here.
I mean, this guy.
2 tight end setup.
On the outside, you know that 40 he ran at the combine, DJ, it blew everybody away. One of the fastest tight ends that we've seen in history.
I pray for his legs and his feet over there with that fucking New York turf.
I was more impressed with what he did at the line.
I'm sorry. I pray for anybody that gets drafted to New York, whether it's the Jets or the Giants. That, bro, I pray for your feet, bro. They will never change that fucking turf. And it's a shame because they should.
Physical and tough and could absolutely run. Here he is after the catch. You better bring your legs when you go to tackle him, or you're not going to get him on the
Bring your legs? Shit, he better protect his legs. You better not go into that stadium and not wear knee pads. That filthy ass fucking turf. It's been there since what, 2008? 2010? Change that shit.
So the Jets fans are happy. Maybe this is a message to the quarterback in Oregon saying,
So now this goes again for Carolina. Where are they going? Hell, better yet, Minnesota, depending on Detroit, where would they go? I know they want safety. There is a safety left.
I'm about the Lions now.
Yeah.
Lions, Vikings, Panthers,
My mock pick
Cowboys
is still on the
second.
board, so that's where I'm going.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look. He had the Lions going Blake Miller. Who did I have Blake Miller going to when we did our mock? By any chance, do you know?
I'm not looking.
I'll take a look.
On the run. Is there for the tackle at the 46-yard line.
I had Blake Miller going to the Panthers. So if Lions don't get him, the Panthers might.
Still want to stick with Blake. I think it's my mock.
Yep. I can see it so far. You've been right like crazy. I mean, besides the Sadiq, thanks to Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate practically busted most of your board.
Okay, you don't need to take it. There's no one waiting. Safety for the
So Monroe Freeling at 23, and he didn't have to trade up, would be fucking nuts.
Technically, these guys count as one item. You're literally the only one who cares.
The Ravens come out in a dime package.
You ever hear a city home like it's got a story to tell? That's Nashville. Your upgrade is ready. It's time to make my upgrade. Guys, look at this one.
What that does is
Yeah,
make
she
the
said.
secondary's job a heck of a lot easier.
You think you could beat me? Beat that?
Also, I haven't forgotten, yeah, Mekhi Lemon's still in range. He still hasn't gotten picked yet. So the Eagles will have an interesting decision to make. Do they want to build for their future right tackle, or do they want to go with another weapon to pair with Devontae Smith?
features that will work for both.
Just mistake the bargaining.
What?
You got Minnesota, Carolina, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and the Chargers all in front of them.
Yeah.
At least half of them are going to consider them.
Yeah, they gotta consider Lemon at this point.
So if the Eagles want him, they got to move up.
All right.
7 yards to go for the touchdown.
But do you see Dallas going receiver?
27 lines up behind his fullback in the eye.
They just franchise. I know, granted, they did just franchise tag that dude. They did just do that. And they said he was going to play under the franchise tag. He even signed the franchise tag deal. But because his picking stats is still so far up in the air, for all we know, they could pick Lemon here. If they don't, it's going to be interesting to see where they'll go.
What are you talking about?
The Cowboys. If Lemon doesn't get picked here. Because here's the deal. I can't see Carolina picking him. I sure as hell can't see Minnesota picking him. Detroit could pick him, but if they don't pick him, I can't see Minnesota and Carolina doing it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I can't see it.
Didn't get the blocking they needed, and now it'll be 3rd down and goal.
Still 5'11", 195. Shit, he better be a tough as nails wide receiver if you're gonna be out here trying to get him.
I think Lions think big.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I fear receivers that are at that height but look bony as hell. At that height and weight and look bony as hell. Maybe that's just me.
All right, here's the commissioner as we now head into the back.
Does he have an injury history? Because I'm curious.
16 picks in, the next 16
Or no. Oh, and I also don't trust wide receivers drafted from UFC. I'm sorry, from USC, and y'all know exactly why.
No, I don't.
The NFL is proud
Nelson Aguilar is why.
the global community of wish makers taking action to support Make-A-Wish during World Wish Month. Tonight, you all have the opportunity to help grant an unforgettable wish. I'm joined here by Easton, a 14-year-old Lions fan whose wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team. I'd like to ask all of you to join me in cheering on Easton as he makes his wish come true. Take it away, Easton.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL
Monroe Freeling, maybe?
the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller.
Blake Miller. Wow. Okay.
And it is the
He was my next highest rated tackle.
He called it.
Someone who started 54
The safest tackle in this draft.
700 snaps played with a wrestling background.
That ain't the other two. The safest tackle in this draft if you're around this position.
Well, let's just forget about Marcus Lee and Johnny Morton. I'm going to start slow. Wayne Jarrett. Kareem Chow.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
The Steve Smiths.
Oh, wide receiver, USC wide receivers. Okay.
The Keyshawn Johnson.
Okay.
How about
Okay.
Michael Pittman.
Okay.
The Ross St. Brown.
Wait, he came from USC?
He sees things clearly on the edge. You want to try and run games, you can pick that up.
Oh, what do you know? I didn't know they came from USC. I'll be honest. Who else?
You don't see that very often. Here's another one here. He is an unbelievable finisher and a big smile on his face. I'm sure
So what? I still don't trust him.
And the Lions want to get back to nasty, Rich.
And he just made history.
And you said he has an injury history, so that's not helping this case.
Chosen out of Clemson in the first week.
All right, if Minnesota does not go safety here, I will be utterly fucking shocked.
most impact.
Minnesota's going D
I just put him at 19 because I just want to do something
Peter
different.
Woods.
Look at you.
Well, this has been the shocking mock draft pick of all the mocks.
He's supposed to be Harrison Smith's clone replacement.
Now, let's see if the mock is reality.
Hey, fits in.
You better not be looking at socials.
With the 18th pick in the 2026
I'm dead
NFL
serious.
Draft,
Don't be looking at no
the
socials.
Minnesota Vikings select
Have my mock draft.
Caleb Banks, defensive end, Florida.
I'm sticking by my guns. I said
All right, I'll give you the floor on the wow.
Peter Woods.
Yeah, he's my 51st.
No,
player. I mean,
they
there is
didn't.
a ton of ability
They went with
there,
Caleb Banks.
but he's had an injury with his foot.
All right, still D tackle.
Still the tackle, but not the one you were thinking.
So someone only played 3 games.
No safety though.
He's a flash
Wow.
player. It's a little bit hot and cold, but when
No,
you see that
no,
distance
Thieneman. He might not.
you see that
That's interesting.
size at 327
Oh, Eagles move up. They swap with Dallas. Yo, what the absolute fuck is going on?
If you hit on this one, you could end up with an
Yo, NFC incest trade again between the Eagles and Dallas. Last time they did this, it was for Devontae Smith and Micah.
when you watch the tape, you want to get excited about him. You're a Vikings fan.
The absolute fuck is going on?
He uses those 35
What's going on is the Panthers are going to throw a monkey wrench
and you
into this
can't
shit.
move him. Another example of him against the run. He's going to
By getting Monroe Freely.
He's just too big and long and powerful. And then
Yeah,
here's a
exactly.
Yeah, by getting Monroe Freely.
the one against LSU.
We'll go with that. That sounds about what would happen right
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen here. I mean, I felt like, okay, if Sadiq's gone,
It's all on his body.
if Sadiq is gone,
It's just a little bit of
they're
a-
gonna go offensive lineman.
Hit it big or it's not gonna work
I
out.
think it would only make perfect sense they go offensive lineman, load up that lineman as much as you can, protect your quarterback, who's bony as shit. Like I said.
Go away, but you talk about the athleticism.
get the trade
In high school,
details
he was
here
a
anyway.
double guy in basketball.
Let me guess, they give up like a fucking, they give up like a 4th rounder or some shit.
GM is no longer
No
there.
idea, but
Coaches
when there's
had
a
heavy
trade
hand in this one.
Between NFC East?
Defense, and they had a
When there's a
coach
trade in
that
the
loved him
NFL,
at
I
the
get
Senior
a
Bowl.
text within like
So
5
check
minutes
on
of the
a
trade.
warm place
And between the
to see if it's
NFC
over.
East of all
Cowboys
teams.
just made a trade with the Eagles for the
Oh,
Eagles to move
picks
up
in
to
for
20.
Carolina.
And they're on the clock right now.
I want to see what the fuck they gave up so bad.
There's going out to eat, and then there's going all out with Platinum.
That is very interesting.
Open on the resume.
He said, let's see if hell's frozen
Make the
over.
most of up to
Cowboys just
$400
made
in
a trade
resume
with the
credit by
Eagles.
Sam
Again, it hasn't frozen over because it happened before.
and show your friends what
I got
hype's
the
all
deal.
about with
All
Platinum
right.
Nights.
Y'all gave up your first round pick,
With dining
obviously.
benefits at
Yeah.
over
Your
10,000
seventh
US Resi
rounder,
restaurants.
Okay.
seventh rounder
Okay.
next
There's
year. You got
nothing
the 7th
like
rounder
Platinum.
next year from Dallas. You
Okay.
gave
Payments
Dallas
partner of the
23,
NFL.
and you also gave him the
Can I get a Bud Light?
114
Sorry,
and the
bar's not open.
137
Oh, it's not
in
for
the
me. It's
fourth
for
round.
the.
Damn.
She said
That's a
like
bit
the-
steep, don't you think?
Taste of Bud Light. Her words, not
You
mine.
paid 2 fours to come up and get
She actually wants. She wants 3.
That would tell me something's going on with after this draft.
Isn't given.
Why would you give up both your 4s? Unless you don't care about your 4s at all.
One moment,
Well, look.
one step at a time.
This is
How
why
you feel
your
is how you
team,
play.
your team's falling in the same
It starts
category as
with
the
a click.
Rams, and here's what I'm talking about with the Rams. The Rams had that
Spring,
pick
the
because
unofficial
they
new
traded
year
with the
for tool
Falcons.
people.
So the
A time
Falcons
to
could go up
start new
and get James
jobs.
Pierce last year. So
Right.
it was a
Tackle new
luxury pick.
projects. And stock
They're
up on
set
new
at
tools
pretty much
at
every
Harbor
position.
Freight.
The Rams
Whether
are
you're a
not
pro
looking for starters. They're looking
or
for
just
depth
like doing
pieces,
things
potential
yourself,
future starters. So taking
we've
a
got
shot
the
on
quality tools
Simpson
and
is worth
savings
it.
to start your
The
new year
Eagles,
off
for the most
right.
part, are kind of in the
So
same
come
boat.
celebrate
They have
spring
a little bit
savings
of,
at
need a little
Harbor
bit of help
Freight.
more seriously at some spots than the Rams do. But
Say something.
your team is more preparing for what's next.
Which is, of course, we know what's next.
I'm looking at the big board now. I'm evaluating this. So just give me a minute, and I'll give you something here in a second. as we
Monroe
talk.
Freely.
Say something.
Monroe Freely.
No, we just agreed
Chase
Monroe
Breeze.
Freeland's going to be the monkey wrench that's coming
Chase
in right now.
Gold.
So I'm going to assume he's
Chase
off the
me.
board.
Okay.
But
Chase me.
this could be a trade up to
all
get a Makai Lemon.
It's all
I'm
up
going
for
off that
grabs
right
now.
off the top of my head without
NFL
looking at
flag.
this board.
No
Say
fucking
Once
way.
If you're an executive, once I'm done evaluating,
If it's my Kyle Lemon, DJ's getting traded, y'all.
So I got that
I'm
on
saying.
TV, and I don't have to worry about anybody.
But that's what's gonna make it more interesting because that means they have to really dig deep and hope that they need a future offensive tackle in that second round.
You've been convinced for the last 2 weeks or whatever it's been.
Yeah.
that AJ Brown's being great.
get
So
the
it
Yeah.
motion
would
off,
make
you
sense.
can
You got to go up and get one of the premier receivers.
I kept seeing this ad
Right.
for 9 tablets of 100
So-
milligram generic.
But is
vitamin
Makai Lemon
$7
really
for
that
Friday
guy?
plans and figured it was too good to be true. So I investigated.
Is it
I went
like
to
no? Think about it.
FridayPlans.com and got a
Think
free
about it.
prescription after filling out a
This is
quick
why
form.
I asked this
Friday
question.
plans also gave me
Is he really that guy? Because what made AJ Brown and Devontae Smith work so fucking good for the 4 years that AJ was there was he was the literal great complementary piece to Devontae Smith. Because Devontae's obviously skinny as fuck. He can't really beat man. AJ, on the other hand, can beat man and is buff as shit. Like, it was literally like the yin and yang for wide receiver positions, and DB just had to pick, okay, what the fuck are we going to do?
I'm having fun right now trying to look at what's left. Who won what? Who missed that?
So I'm really curious to know what are the Eagles gonna do at wide receiver. As much as I want them to get Makai Lemon, here's the deal: Makai Lemon and Devontae Smith are, oh my God, what a catch for a touchdown! Makai Lemon and Devontae Smith are damn near almost the same. How you doing, Alex? Monroe Freeman, I just fucking called it. Who would have thought? Just went right off the board.
Nice moment.
My fairy tale Funko Pops.
Which
Okay.
means Makai Lemon is the kid for the Eagles.
But for me, it's so weird because I feel like AJ Makai Lemon. I'm sorry, AJ. I feel like Devontae and Makai Lemon do not fit each other too well. That's just me. I don't think they fit well like that.
He's got some of the best overall balance and athleticism.
This is
of
your
this
future.
offensive line class. You see the run game.
This is your future.
Your future is two bony ass wide receivers.
You're only going to have one of
This is
them.
one of the plays I love. Watch him redirect off this
What?
combo block up to this linebacker.
Smith's
That's
gonna be
big
off
time
your team within the
athleticism
next
and
2
awareness. And here
That's
he is taking
that's
proper
insane.
angles out there in
He's an
space.
average
I think his
receiver.
best football's ahead of him. He got better.
He need to be extended. I'm gonna be honest with you. He need to be rewarded because he kept his mouth shut out of all this shit.
So that was the moment that Freeling found out he was a
He's got to handle his own.
Now,
Right.
the last
That's
time the
one thing you
Cowboys and
can't
the
take
Eagles
away
made a
from
draft
Travis.
trade,
He's always been class.
the Eagles traded up 2 spots
He's been like
from
that since
12
college.
to 10 in the
He does the
2021
right
draft
thing, says the right
to
things,
take
and everything
Devontae
else.
Smith. The
So that's
Cowboys
the way
moved
he
down
is.
2 spots. They took Micah Parsons.
All right, let's see what's gonna happen
They
here.
traded Micah Parsons away to this
They didn't
draft
let him
choice
sit next
that
to
they
his
just
woman.
traded
That's fucked up.
to Philadelphia.
Alex, I see what's going on here. The issue is we're watching the draft, so it's hard for me to really look at all this. And the Eagles selection just came up, so I'm gonna be locked in on seeing what they pick. I see it being Makai Lemon, but they could stun me.
In the 2026
It's Makai
NFL
Lemon. Don't
Draft,
you worry about it.
the Philadelphia Eagles select
We're calling it.
Makai Lemon.
Yep, Makai Lemon.
Wide receiver,
And you're being blessed.
Am I?
Would you believe the last
This is the
time
second
the
best
Eagles
receiver in
took
the
a
draft.
wide receiver in the first round is when they
I
made
guess.
that trade with Dallas to go get
Jordan Tyson
Devontae Smith.
And that's Makai Lemon.
Talk about some wild backstories to a
By the
trade.
way, y'all, get ready.
Lemon could care less.
AJ Brown's getting traded.
He's going to wear Kelly green in Philadelphia.
And we better get a first-round pick out of that shit. After everything that's been going on with the drama that's been going on with the New England Patriots. But yeah, Alex, let me read what you said here. My fairy tale Funko Pops. That's great. That's phenomenal. Wendy is one of them. Nice. And the English voice actor is gonna be in America North, Anime North next month. Hey, nice. Go have some fun. Go have some fun. All right, let me see what the fan base thinks of it. I already know they about to go nuts and overreact.
Now you hear what I said?
Yeah.
The New England Patriots on a
We talking
potential
about
trade.
Devontae
My
Smith,
understanding
how
is
about that
talks
for some parallels?
are expected
Yeah.
to pick
The
up
last
right
time the
before
Eagles,
June
the last
1st.
time the
After
Eagles
June 1st,
selected a wide
obviously,
receiver in
for the
round
Eagles,
1.
it's much better cap.
Yep.
When they
Cuts the
traded up
dead
with the
cap
Cowboys
hit
for Devontae
in
Smith.
half
Yep, trade.
from 40 to 20.
And
Yep.
they just did it again.
A.J. Brown likely not to play in Philly next season.
They have made all those moves. That's
Yep.
3 new wide receivers
He's wearing
that
sunglasses
they've
to hide his
added.
tears.
You
Yep.
mentioned Dontavian Wicks. They
All right,
grabbed him from Green Bay.
All right.
Acquire him. Hollywood Brown.
Sometimes it's gonna get interesting to see where the Cowboys go.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The Steelers mocked
pretty darn good comp.
Max.
I've got another comp that you're going to appreciate as well. You want to talk about somebody that has a lot of volume and somebody that can be a big-time productive player out of the slot. We'll get
You
to
see
that
what's
here in a
crazy though?
second, but
Yeah.
that's a little bit of a tease.
You
can tell he's emotional too.
All the way down 20-footer like that.
We've seen the receivers
Yep.
get emotional tonight.
That
Still a lot
toughness
lower than
element is a
most
big
people
part of what you get with Kyle Lemon.
He's the Biletnikoff Award winner, and I guarantee you he believes he should
Really
be the first
interesting.
picked. He is a competitive dude, and he looks like he's ready to go
Coach, I
play
need a
football
job.
right now. Ready to
I
trade
told
in
you,
this
start
for
betting.
some shoulder pads.
And I bet Sirianni can stir that up and use it. And
Yeah, there he is. Cry.
the opponents for
That's
the
it. Cry.
Eagles.
Remember we wore
If
shoulder
his
pads
tie
in
was
our
green,
suits in the 80s?
it would match perfectly with the hat and everything.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, bro. If his shades were green, yeah.
Well, here's my comparison. How about this one? When you look at some of the
All right, Mekhi Lemon's comparison.
he reminded me a lot of one of the best slot receivers that we saw with the New England Patriots. I'll get to that in a second. Let's look at this Iowa game first. Look at this video.
Compared to a slot receiver in New England, interesting. I'm gonna assume Wes Welker. If not him, then Julian Edelman.
Go up, climb the ladder,
It's one of the two.
and make the play. Another one down in the red zone. Big time play. After this game, Kirk Ferentz said this is one of the best receiving games he's ever seen. He's been at Iowa for 400 years, unofficially.
His spatial awareness in the middle of the field is second to none.
So the comp guys, Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman. Yep, I knew it. It was gonna be either Wes Welker or Julian Edelman.
Philadelphia has its moment before the western part of the state has
Amon-Ra. So it's Julian Edelman, Amon-Ra. That's not bad for a guy coming out of college, if that's your comparison.
with Lemon.
Makai, from the first time you ever put on pads
Right,
and a
bro.
helmet to this moment right
That's
here,
personally my
being a
fault.
first-round
Mhm.
pick in the
And he
NFL
ran a
draft, what has defined your journey?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm just so blessed right now. You know, I just pray
I
for
mean,
every moment. Really.
yeah, I mean, that's not
just
bad.
dream come true.
I just want to see what he could do on the field, so I'll be looking up some tape.
When you look out at those Philly fans and you think about the fan base that's about to embrace you with open arms, what will they love most about you?
Hey, they getting the door. It's ready to work.
Best receiver. He even played down.
I ain't doing no plan.
Thank you, Makai. Congratulations.
You heard me.
And what happened?
All business. All right.
I said that kid
You
was
ready?
your best receiver and hasn't even played
Fans
it down.
going nuts. They're
That's
setting the
insane.
stage. The Steelers
And-
are about to make their announcement here.
A.J.
in
Brown's
Pittsburgh.
still on the
This
roster,
year
right?
we've had a revival of the terrible towel.
There's no way.
Thousands upon thousands of
I'm still
terrible
saying.
towels
There's no
laying
way.
down in those stands today. Terrible
You really think he'll still be on the roster after all this? You really believe that?
I'm saying right now,
Even if he's pissed off and not happy.
Right now he's on the roster.
Right now.
And if someone came to me and told me, do I want A.J. Brown in his prime, or do I want Makai Lemon in what I think his prime's going to be? I want Makai.
This is Tommy Shaw from Sticks. Steelers.
Why not keep them both?
Are these guys fucking serious?
Yeah, that's why I muted that shit. Why not keep them both?
No. AC/DC music is always played by the Raiders.
My thing is, why not keep them both? That's what I'm thinking. Why not keep them both?
Number 6 brings him down at the 45-yard line. Gain 6 on.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to come out?
Ball on their own 45.
Ball on the 45-yard line.
My God. You say, ah.
Smith is there on the
Dude, why are you all wound up? What are you doing?
All right, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Makai Lemon's going to bring to this offense. Very, very interesting. Life give you lemons, bruh.
This is disgusting.
Jesus, man. Hey, look, I'm just waiting for them to hurry the fuck up.
Why is everybody swinging their toilet paper in there?
Toilet paper is crazy. Absolutely insane. Toilet paper in the air.
Their immaculate deception.
North Carolina!
Now, who did I mock to them? Let's see if I'm right.
All right, let me see right here. You mocked Yannicor to them.
Maxi boy.
Yep. That's who you mocked to them. You mocked the Yannicor.
They're a bunch of crybaby women. They want to get the maxi pad.
He said the lemonade stand is active.
Come on. Get these fucking kids off the stage. So tired of that. No one gives a fuck about these high school kids.
Like I said, it will be, dude. I'll be shocked if after June 1st. Yeah, I'm looking at this shit. Eagles, where you at, Eagles? I need to know your thoughts, Eagles.
All right, look at this. Look at these kids. First of all, the girl in the red jersey, she's gonna end up with 6 kids to 5 different black men.
What the fuck?
The dude right next to Jerome Bettis in the 51, he's gonna be battling Joey Chestnut in 2 years.
What the hell's wrong with this man, bro? Oh my God! See now, y'all think I was saying some wild shit when it goes to the draft? You got this shit here. You got this shit here.
Kid in the 33, he's gonna have like 4 women trapped in a basement. I can see that now. The girl wearing the 13, she's gonna be a lesbian and have 5 dogs, which she'll sleep with before her girlfriend.
Max Yannicor goes to the Steelers.
I called it.
The most intriguing tackle prospect in the draft goes to Pittsburgh. Go make money.
Now the Chargers are on the clock, and I had the Chargers.
They drafted him to go kick some butt, and that was a visual right there.
Peter Woods is still on the board.
The solar
so
system
it could be
definitely
him.
in
I'm
effect
still
tonight
going
here.
to be tackle regardless.
All right, Maxi Hanachor, the tackle from Arizona State. Basketball player all the way through high school. Did not play any
man, I
football
almost want my Raiders to trade back up in the first round.
Remember, he and his family came here when he was 13 years old from Nigeria.
Johnson's still
so no
there.
background in it at
Ward's
all.
still there.
But boy, did he
Messidor's still
pick it
there.
up and adapt.
If you want to take a risk on the Jermon McCoy,
is
he's
a
still
guy,
there.
You see the competition got better and better for him. That's Texas Tech, which college football playoff team. This is him again in the Senior Bowl. That's Kieron Crawford, who's going to be selected.
That's wild.
Before we leave here in this draft, look at him working there.
Unbelievable.
From UCF.
All right, so more on his mock. He had Keldrick Falk, who has yet to be picked. He has him going to the Bears. Now, what I want to see is Omar Cooper going to the Bills. They need him like they need to breathe.
I think it's funny though, some of these that I just got wrong with him.
Yeah.
Like Michael or Makai, they're all right here within the
Got you. Eagles just now responded. He said, "What's wrong with him? Ain't nothing wrong with him. I'm just intrigued that they went with him. It's crazy because we've been talking about it and talking about someone saying, could it really be Makai Lemon?" And even I was doubting that it would be Makai Lemon because I'm thinking they'll go another route either at receiver or they'll go with a lineman. That's why I was doubting it so much. I'm also doubting it because I have an issue with USC receivers. But hey, they took him, so it is what it is. Well, AJ is gone is my thoughts. Doug out here really thinks AJ is staying after June 2nd.
I didn't say that.
Let's see who they're going to take.
I said Makai Lemon's the best receiver on your roster. And it would be only down there. And that's meaning right now with AJ Brown on the edge rusher
because they traded away.
He compared him to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Because of his presence.
So the Eagles could move
they're
up
going to be
and
looking to trade AJ Brown for nothing more than a 2.
Last time they swapped picks was when the Eagles moved up to take a wide receiver in Devontae Smith. And the
We're still talking about the Eagles and it's the Chargers pick.
The Chargers are going to take your pick.
What the fuck wrong with you?
You looked at the offensive linemen, they're pretty much wiped
Talk about the Chargers.
I was kind of quiet. Because I actually saw Chargers fans. I didn't even know those things were real.
That's insane.
I was trying to sketch that for them. It ain't going to happen.
Let's see who the Chargers now
Why is
take.
everybody walking around?
With the
What are we doing?
22nd overall pick, the Cowboys.
The Chargers actually have real
2 minutes
fans.
in to choosing the 23rd overall pick. We're almost caught up on this draft. We haven't been.
I mean, you
caught
go
up
to
to
their
the pick
games.
that's on the clock.
They don't look like they have any
2
fans.
hours.
The other team's fans. I know when they play us,
With
there's
the
more Raider fans
22nd
than crowd than Charger fans.
in
No
the
matter where they go.
2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select
Fucking
Akeem
bastards.
Mesidor.
Akeem Mesidor. So he was still on the board. You lied. You damn liar. I called it right then and there. I said he was still on the board. You said, nah, he going.
I never say anything about Mesidor.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did.
The Mesidor, I had projected to go 20. So it was again right in the same window.
No, you said he was going way beforehand, bro.
Look at the mock I sent you. I mocked him at pick 20 in Dallas.
He got big money off in free agency.
Yeah, he did.
And he goes 22. Right there in the
He
window.
did.
Somebody that could be that eventual successor, but someone that can
They
roll
paid to
through
put his name
like
on
they
a
do
balloon.
with
That is
someone
crazy.
again. Bend and close at the top of his rush.
I just bought a balloon and wrote the shit in Sharpie.
The interior rush, they'll use him in this capacity.
They had fans. Where did they all? Yeah, they had fans from where they left at, which is in San Diego. Says the Eagles. Yeah.
There ain't no fucking fans in San Diego. That's why they left that
He developed from a 3-star recruit out of high school to a guy.
That's why they always draft the players that had 7 children, so they're trying to use they look at the stadium.
That is so insane.
Interior out to the edge, changed positions, never complained, but produced, and he certainly did.
This kid only slipped for one reason.
Good.
He's 25.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why he slips, because of his age.
And it's like, I don't give a shit. Most players are only going to play 5 to 7 years anyway. So I can get him at 25, he's mature. By the time he's 30, 32, I lose him. Okay, so what? I'll replace him, figure it out by then anyway.
Malachi Lemon was, Malachi Lemon was the Biletnikoff Award winner. I actually did not know that.
Yes, best receiver in the country.
Damn, got the best receiver in the country by trading with Dallas twice.
A bit of local art.
That's actually insane.
Soulmates for the week. Finding out you love a good poncho. And glamping.
I love Devontae Smith. I'm sorry. Why is my cousin calling me?
Where you go with Marriott Bonvoy Shape
I can
Seal,
give you
making you
Makai
the
Lemon
greatest
stats
souvenir of
just
all.
without even
Explore
looking.
our entire world of hotel brands and experiences.
Lowe's knows tackling projects now
11
means you can football
touchdowns,
Sunday.
just under 1,200 yards receiving.
Well, we can measure it.
Measure? 78 or
Lowe's can
79
measure and
catches.
install it for you.
You can't measure passion, right, Jim? Stop trying to work the crew. This is Jim, one of the greats, and handsome.
I wanted a trip I'd never forget. And it was everything. Dishes I'd never tasted before. Dinners in private palaces. Flowers everywhere.
Where you go?
The air was full of color. Every element perfect. Chase Sapphire Reserve.
This is the farmer's dog turkey. This is also turkey, but only one is gently cooked to give your dog the nutrients they need without the ultra processing. Get 50% off your first box only at thefarmersdog.com.
All right, I'm back.
In life and in business.
They left to become the Clippers of the NFL. That's funny as shit.
Move.
He said the Chargers left San Diego to become the Clippers of the NFL, which is so fucking true. They really did do that.
Because whatever goal you're heading for, together.
But yeah, I didn't know you put me on the hold where we did. Makai
Yeah.
had 79 catches last year for
I
almost
kept seeing
1,200
this
yards
ad
and
for
11
9
touchdowns.
tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra for
And he had
$7
10
from Friday
catches or more
Plans
in
and
3
figured it was
games.
too good to be true.
That's impressive.
So I investigated. I
Damn.
went to FridayPlansClub.com and got a
Now
free
compare him to the last
prescription
USC wide receiver we
Friday
paid.
Plans also gave me free 3-day shipping. And it arrived in plain, discreet packaging.
All right,
I tried my
Dallas
first tablet,
is on
and
the
within
call.
30 minutes, I
They're
could
gonna
tell
get,
it's
you know they're gonna get someone
works
good.
exactly like the name brand. Who knows how long this will last? Go to
Hey, look,
FridayPlansClub.com and get yours today.
Hey, look, we gotta give it this. Dallas have had a good draft so far. Just off the safety alone. Just off the safety alone, it's a good draft.
This could be. This could be where Mr. Cripple comes off.
They could.
They could go McCoy.
They could. They do need corner. People forget they did let go of Diggs. They let him walk.
You got Caleb Downs. Then
EM Dub is still on the board, even though they did just take Caleb Downs. I can't put it past them where they would double dip. I can't put nothing past them.
I mean, with McNeil Warren, Thieneman, McCoy, Hood, Cooper Jr. I just don't see him going wide receiver right here. I think they're going to go back to the defense.
But where would they go?
I'm thinking they want a corner with this pick.
They're just going to reach for
time. No.
Well, it's not a reach, but
no, they're going edge. They need somebody
Parker?
because they lost Parsons.
Parker?
No. Malachi Lawrence.
Wow. Wait, did we have Malachi Lawrence in the third?
From the Eagles, so they improved those picks.
I think he was in the second. They never got to the first.
Okay, it's probably mid to late second.
But he fits the scheme, and he's not going to come back around with it by the time they pick again. This is a bit of a reach if they go.
Malachi Lawrence. Why do I feel like you're watching the fucking... Unbelievable.
You gotta know the players.
So two defenders. That's pretty much what everybody thought the Cowboys would call with their two.
Oh, how convinced this dude has been on social stuff. This shit don't make no sense.
We gotta get the entire process. You be sitting with me.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing up.
Oh my god.
Okay. Honey, stop jumping.
What?
You see her back there jumping up and down? She about to knock that motherfucker out next to herself.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, god damn, relax. About to give that man a concussion just off titties alone. He might not get a chance to play.
If that was me, my bag would have sprained the fuck out.
Coach, my back. Coach, my back. Coach, she hurt my back.
The reason why I had him going to the Dallas Cowboys is there was a lot of buzz and connected him. When you look up at the homework on him, the new assistant defensive line coach for the
Are you sure he's not Doctor Strange? Are you friends with him? See? Even Eagles is questioning this shit. He said, are you Doctor Strange?
Questioning what?
He's questioning, like, bro, how the fuck are you getting these picks so goddamn early and so goddamn good? Like, right on time. That's what I'm like, bro, like, they convinced you gotta be Doctor Strange.
And my mock's been pretty damn good. I mean, come on. I couldn't possibly figure out what the alternate picks are when my mock's damn near clean.
Right. Unbelievable.
I told you, you take my mock right now and you go put it up against fucking Mel. I wish I knew what the fuck I was doing, Kuiper, the so-called guru of it all. And you'd be like,
you know what would really top it for me is if the Bears or the fucking Bears or the Browns, one of them get Keldrick Fall. It was shocking.
By the way, since I had them mocked to take Makai Lemon here, the Browns, they're going to go receiver. They need one. So,
Omar Cooper?
Maybe. I just don't think he's good in their system. I would think more Concepcion, believe it or not.
AC Concepcion, well, damn.
I would think him first, and then if it would be him, I would say yes to Cooper. Some people might say Denzel Boston, but big-time receivers, like the big size, it's not the Browns' way. They go smaller guys.
That's very interesting.
But it's going to be a receiver one way or the other. I mean, I'm going to get that right no matter who the fuck the pick is. But, like I said, I'm with you on Omar Cooper. But my hunch would say KC Concepcion because of the style.
Now here's the punt unit as the defense forces a 3
and
this
they could
is going to get very interesting.
He's waving for the fair catch.
And Keldrick Falk's still on the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still on the board.
Have him mocked to the Bears and pick next.
Unfucking believable.
Let me look at my mock. Okay, Keldrick Falk's still on the board. Omar Cooper's still on the board. I don't remember Lomu being picked. Do you?
No, Lomu didn't get
Then
picked
there's
yet.
TJ Parker,
Hold up.
Colton Hood, Denzel Boston, Concepcion, Chris Johnson. So everybody I picked from the Bears down is still technically on the board. So they can see how many of these hit.
Let me go ahead and go fast and go see who got picked. Okay, Jermont McCoy, Caleb Lomu, Dylan Thieneman, Keldrick Falk are still on the board. Peter Woods is still on the board. Omar Cooper still on the board. Casey Concepcion still on the board. Damn, bro, if it ends like this round 2 is gonna get real interesting. But it wouldn't shock me if they do this. But I could see Patriots going wide receiver as well.
I have that mock taking a receiver.
Okay.
Which I had them mock taking Casey Concepcion.
Right.
It's batted away, and that's the third one he's been unable to bring in.
So I can definitely see them going wide receiver because that's what I think.
Right.
But let's go back to the AJ Brown thing. Assume they're the team that's going to acquire AJ Brown. Will they still go wide receiver? I still say 60% of that would be it'd be a 60-40.
Yeah, because you do need a second wide receiver to pair up with him.
And they like to throw the ball more than run.
Right, and you know they're talking about Kayshon Boutte. They was talking about having to get rid of him.
Right.
Honestly, I think because of this, I don't think the Eagles going to trade for no Kayshon Boutte. They just want draft picks. They got enough receivers. They got they took 4 wide receivers in this free agency alone. 4. I ain't never seen them go this deep in wide receiver. Ever. That's even with Chip Kelly era, they didn't go this deep. That's a touchdown. What the fuck? But yeah, I ain't never seen them go this deep in wide receiver. So if anything, if they're just gonna unload AJ, they're just gonna have to give up picks. There's no way around it. They don't want and if they are gonna give up a player, should be a good but damn good player that ain't wide receiver.
The Cleveland Browns select the 2026 NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns select.
He's going to Cleveland.
Yeah, wow. Okay. You had the Patriots getting KC, but the Browns said, nah, fuck out of here. We will take KC.
They lost with guys, so they take KC. Now I gotta start racking my brain where the Patriots.
About time this motherfucker gets it wrong.
But I just got done telling you because Mackay's gone.
Yep, he did say that. He still got the position right, just the player wrong, but it just makes things very, very interesting. Yep, NFC incest at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. For somehow, some way, if the Cowboys and the Eagles trade with one another, they somehow both end up getting good value out of their draft picks.
We are now at the part of the draft
advantageous position, especially nowadays. We're in the
this
NFL.
is where teams
games are one
have a higher grade on the guys on the board than some of these teams do here. They trade back up into the first round so they get the guy, get the 5th-year option. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move or 2 here. I honestly
so these are some of the pieces that they drafted in the last 2 years in this first round.
Yeah, we didn't see that many.
Deshaun Watson might
we're only like 3 to 5 here.
Yeah, we did not see that many. Everyone's talking about, oh, this is going to be trade heavy. It's going to be trade heavy in the first round. No, it's not. Everyone's stuck to their guns.
So Casey Concepcion gets to go to work with either Deshaun Watson or Shador Sanders. Both in sharing snaps and practice. Watson looks really good.
Matter of fact, they just had a shot pick in, and we will find
Shador
out who
looks
they're
a little shaky, but again, all do everything on the clock. So it's crazy. I'm sticking with my guns here with the Bears. He's on the board, so why would I change my mind?
Okay, I went a little bit too far by accident, but it says the Bears might go Jermont McCoy. What the fuck? Would that even be right?
I mean,
and it says the Bills might go Peter Woods. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I can see that.
You can see both from the CPU.
I could see the Bills doing that. I mean, I almost gave them Peter Woods in my mock, but I gave them Omar Cooper instead.
Okay, here's one thing that's pretty much a guaranteed and is very funny to me. Let me see if I could take a look real quick. We both in our stream mock, we had Caleb Lomu going to the 49ers. The CPU says the same thing, and I can absolutely see it. It's crazy how we just had a mock stream and y'all called me crazy. I'm like, nah, bro, like, come on. Like, I felt like Caleb Lomu was gonna drop a bit, but not this crazy, not this far. Keldrick Falk will go to the Texans.
Now, my mock draft.
Christian Miller will go to the Chiefs.
I have Caleb Lomu going 27.
Yep. Okay. Let me go see if I can take a look. Yeah, you also had Caleb Lomu going 27. So I guess, yeah. I'm seeing here, the CPU said Keldrick Falk. You say TJ Parker. Because of what happened with the Chiefs, they already picked the cornerback, so we could cross this out. But they on 29, they got them going Christian Miller. Dolphins got them. The CPU got the Dolphins going. The Eneman, and you have them going Denzel Boston.
He's still on the board too, Eneman. Jeez.
Yep, he's still on the board.
Go any of these picks coming up could be him.
They got the Patriots taking Omar Cooper, which I can see.
Yeah.
And of course, they got the Seahawks going Zion Young to round out the draft for the first round. So we're going to see who's right between the CPU, Douglas. We're going to fight on this one. I don't know, man. He's been predicting stuff like shit like this for 3 years in a row. Every time he draft predicts, every time he draft predicts, some of them are just almost everything is right. Almost all of them are right. For me, this is really the one draft where I'm really seeing this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the absolute fuck? I don't know.
Dylan Thineman's going to mess up my mock somewhere here in the next 3 or 4 picks. I know that.
The Texans are now on the clock.
I just got an alert.
The Texans are now on the clock. I literally,
trade with the Bills.
Yep, I just got.
The Texans are going from 28 to 26, maybe.
Yeah, so here's what the Texans get. They get 26 and 91. The Bills get 28, 69, and 167.
Oh, that's beautiful for the Bills.
Yep, they needed it. They needed
it. The Texans to go up. Okay, I can't even guess because I don't know who the Bears took yet.
Okay, we're about to find out. Kick is good. Damn.
The Chicago team, when you're looking at it, I was going through some of my notes. There was talk they were trying to trade up. When I heard that, I thought,
I was just saying between the Bills, the Bears, and the 49ers, one of them was going to take Penny because he was still on the board.
Right.
Just because he's there.
It could be, yeah. This is where we can see Thielemann get off the board here.
But like I said,
they lost both their safeties. They lost Brisker and CJ.
This is insane.
With the 25th pick
what are we
in the
doing
2026
here?
NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Dylan Thielemann.
Yup. Right on cue. Bears lost both their safeties. They got to find some way to recuperate.
Minnesota is coming to the NFC North, but just to Chicago. Bears have got to be excited about this.
You get to visit twice. You get to play that Minnesota Vikings team a couple times, but it's a really good player who you had to go back and watch him at Purdue, along with what you saw at Oregon, to see his complete skill set and everything he's capable of doing.
All right, Houston. Houston getting Falk.
Better when you go back and watch him at Purdue, where they utilized him more as that center fielder
where you could see him range and make plays on the ball, had a lot more
I mean, you say that, but hey, look, BPU said Falk, but you said TJ. Either way, they're grabbing an edge. They gotta grab an edge. Or do they? Or do they need to grab an edge? Because they have both of their edges locked up.
Think about that. You give up 26 to get 28, and then you go from 91 to 69. And then you add an additional 6th-round pick. That is crazy business. That is beautifully done by the freaking Bills.
Yep, they needed it. They need everything they can fucking get. Because look, right now they have no excuse, like you said. They have no excuse no more. They're like Josh Allen's running out of excuses. If he doesn't get what he's supposed to get in terms of weapons, I'm gonna be fair. I gotta blame this on the fucking Bills GM, because he should have addressed this the last time.
But I say this back into the defense, CD, and he's certainly a playmaker. But I would agree with the Bills. Are going to get what they can this year and do what they can this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, you just said this on the mock draft.
Because it's almost to the point where you're going to have to move on from Josh. If you're not going to win with him, you might as well sell him while you can get something out of him.
Right.
Which is exactly what the Ravens should have done a long time ago. When Lamar had some
breaking news. The Dolphins are back on the clock.
Wait, what? The other pick never was made by Houston.
Well, yeah, but right after that, the Dolphins are on the clock. They're traded with the 49ers.
Okay, we got to see what these picks are so we can even begin to guess what the fuck is happening.
Because I'm looking at it even right here in the ticker. It says that they're back on the clock.
Okay. On all these fucking picks. I've been doing nothing but mock drafts and talking football. I never ate my fucking food.
Trench players have been taking 4 out of the last 5 picks, but the Eagles are one of the few that does not take any. That was 24 minutes ago.
How about that?
Yep.
Remember earlier I said my food showed up?
Yep. Your food showed up, meaning you need it.
We're just sitting here in front of us.
Sitting here, be like, motherfucker, what the hell you got me here for? Okay, so the 49ers get picked 30 and 90. The Dolphins get picked 20. Obviously, they get picked 27, but they also get picked 138. So, I guess good capital for both. And this is where I see the 49ers still getting what they want while getting an extra pick. They're still gonna get Lomu, but they also got an extra pick.
All right, I had the Texans going TJ Parker. And they're trading up for chasing something else.
Yep, they might have just busted both the CPU and your board.
Oh, they're gonna take some time on my board.
Yep, gonna bust that shit.
You can tell by the move and what they gave up, how they're doing. They're good on the board right now, CD.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's
the nearest bridge to us, that's the Roberto Clemente Bridge. I've walked all 3 since I've been here.
It's going to be a line.
It's a neat walk. And the one next
which
to
I can
that
see.
is the Andy Warhol Bridge.
I can see it. What if it's a wide receiver?
I went in the park today, though, Rich. I got into the yard.
I think it's going to be an offensive lineman.
The Houston Texans.
Just the way the board's falling and the way the trade was made and how they did it, what they gave up. At this point, I think they're going to go lineman.
Let's see what they do now.
I don't even want to guess.
With the 26th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Keelan Rutledge, guard.
No way! Keelan Rutledge goes round 1. We had him going round 3 or round 2 at least.
Rutledge is a good kid.
But round 1?
You're adding more beef up front.
Wow. Wow. Round 1. Keelan Rutledge. This man's combine had to have been crazy. That or his pro day.
He's good.
It had to have been fucking nutty to get first round consideration. Unbelievable. Not one mock draft, not even yours, did we see that coming. Not one.
I had Rutledge as high as 33.
Yeah, but not in the first round.
I never did put him in the first round.
Unbelievable.
I knew I always had him mocked within the first 5 picks of the second round.
Unbelievable.
So, small reach. If you feel your biggest need is to get lined to help C.J. Stroud, this is not too bad of a move.
Ow.
But the question is, where does Miami go now? Like
very interesting.
This throws another wrench simply because it leaves guys on the board.
This is very interesting.
I remember being right there with this kid. Sir.
Oh my goodness. I'm still, Brandon Walker, some guy on Twitter said, look, imagine after all this, AJ Brown is still on the team next season somehow.
Okay. Imagine that.
Dog, what is up with these people like, why do I feel like they're inside your head when they should not be? You know what? You know what? Stop thinking the rest of the night. Stop. You need to stop thinking, sir.
Oh.
Because I don't get this shit. Unbelievable. Wait, trade back in and get a safety? They can't trade back in and get a safety. That's impossible. They don't have enough capital for that. I'm looking at this here. I'm seeing some people think the AFC North is cooking in this draft. Every single AFC North team is cooking. We'll have to see. Because the Bengals did not draft yet. But we don't know. I'm sorry, not the Bengals. I think that's, yeah. Bengals did not draft yet.
I think this game is over. The team just needed some distance work.
Alshon Jeffrey, he likes to pick. Oh, God. I'm happy he does, because I remember, I think I saw Alshon Jeffrey got in trouble with the law. I'm like, what the fuck? He didn't do shit.
So lost.
Who?
I'm evaluating everything on the board right now, trying to figure out why Miami moved up. That is where I'm at.
Okay, we're going to find out when the commercial goes away.
So if it's on him, so he's still here. He's still there. Miami's taking one of the guys that I have on the board. I know it for a fact. I'm trying to figure out which one it's going to be. Okay, I'm going to say for Miami, it will be one of the followers. Falk, because he's still there.
Yep, I said Falk. Could be one of them.
Colton Hood or Chris Johnson. They're going to, if it's not Falk, they're going to take one of the corners.
Right.
I think.
All right, we're going to find out.
Draft here in Pittsburgh.
It just makes sense.
The late 40s, 1948. The
where the
Dolphins'
board's
second
at,
pick
what's going to be
of this
available.
first round is in. They moved down one spot.
I would play another game, another Madden game, guys, but here's the problem. We're like 5 picks. Yeah, we're 5 picks up, so there's no reason to.
And Miami, moments ago, moved up from 30 to make this choice. And again, this is the choice. Although, be it was they got it.
Oh, it was a good game here. It was funny enough. If the Ravens scored, we could either get a game-winning touchdown in overtime.
Because they traded Jalen Waddle to Denver, so we'll see who they turn Jalen Waddle into, if you will.
Oh, I forgot they didn't get a wide receiver yet, did they?
With the 27th pick.
They didn't get a wide receiver. Yeah, I don't think they got a wide receiver, did they?
Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back.
Whoa! We had him in the second round.
Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
Yo. Oh shit.
Very physical corner, real well put together, strong. Think about
Oh my God. We had him in mid to late, mid-second rounder at least.
with Chris Johnson.
He goes to the first.
Excellent. He can find him.
Wow.
He's not a knock it away corner. He's someone who's going to catch it and take it the other way, as he did on this pick six when they blew the doors off the Cal Bears. Sorry, Mike Silver. Physical presence when he's coming up to tackle.
One of the
They're
corners
going to love
while
that
he
in
came
that
up.
defense. Coach Hafley's going to appreciate
Oh,
it.
wow.
We were there. Thought it was a little bit up and down, CD, but he was very competitive. The thing for me when you saw him at the combine, he ran faster than people expected.
Funny as
And
shit.
then just seeing the guy in shorts,
Some people are going to be like, it should have been Denzel
who's going to be
Boston.
able to force the run. Some people think he didn't play safety. Well, you see, there's Dan Marino in the back there. I think Aikman is somewhere in that room, or at least he was expected.
If it's not a wide receiver coming up to the board right now to the Bills, I'm going to be amazed.
Gotta be. Wait, hold up. New England traded.
They just traded the pick to New England.
next to 21. Except what they didn't know.
AFC incest. We got the AFC and NFC East teams committing a severe form of incest when it goes to the draft.
Wow. So for 19 picks, he's on his
This is
phone,
some
trying to
nasty
pass
shit.
the time. And then he's on the phone with the Eagles and the Steelers. The Steelers and the Eagles couldn't get hold of him, but the call of a lifetime is what the Eagles are tweeting out right now.
Oh, okay, I'll check that out.
Then he could have got the call.
I guess you could have.
He could have got it back in the old days.
So his phone's not ringing, and all of a sudden,
And what did I say about
he's looking down like,
we're at that
how many
time
people
of
are
the
calling
draft
me
where
up
you're
for
going
the
to start seeing
Commonwealth
trades.
here?
Yep, this is it. But my question is, Seattle, what's gonna happen with them? Are they gonna stay? They have no choice but to stay, do they?
They made the trade with the
They'll let you move.
of all teams. The Patriots,
They might
by the
move
way, just
completely out.
traded up
All right, they might move out.
for this pick with the
Who knows
Bills,
at
who
this
just
point?
moved down twice. So the Patriots with their first pick, the AFC champion Patriots. On
So
the
to go
clock,
from 28
no
to
more.
31, the Bills are getting the
In the
125.
2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Caleb Lomu.
Whoa! Okay. That should. Okay.
Every tackle and
They get a tackle instead.
off the board through 28 picks. It has been a
I thought Caleb Lewin would go to San Francisco, not New England.
This round has been about protecting quarterbacks and helping running.
Okay, this just made things interesting. So let me take a look back here. You had Casey Concepcion going here, but obviously because of what the Browns did, we couldn't really have an idea.
And they had Lomu going 27.
Right, and he goes one spot later.
Easy redirect that we're talking that you were pointing
I
out.
hadn't gone to the 49ers, so you can just
But he's going
thinking,
to go to the right
but
side.
they traded down.
And Fondo's going to go from right
Hey,
side. to left
Bills
side.
get 31 and 125.
That with Cleveland before, but getting out in space, you see the angles. Look
Go
at
down
him come
3
out
Yo,
and
next
run.
fourth round.
they loading up.
We talk about this all
They're
the time.
loading
Hitting
up.
moving targets. I said Anthony
As they
Castonzo.
should.
I watched
As they should. They need to load
And I
up.
thought both of them just took care of business.
Start giving
Not a whole lot of flash.
Josh Allen no
Not a lot of things
excuses.
you worried about. Not a lot of bad plays along the way. Plenty of experience. And everyone talked about, oh well, you know, Anthony Castonzo wasn't really a Pro Bowler.
Start giving Josh Allen no
What it was
excuses.
like over there until they found Bernard Lyman. You got to have those guys. I think it's a big deal. And the Super Bowl exemplified the need for this offensive line for New England.
Morgan Moses on the right side. So we'll see what that means for him going forward.
Hey, Rich, big credit to Jim Harding, the offensive line coach at Utah. 2 first-rounders here. And I just wanted to get a Michigan reference because he's the new offensive line coach at Michigan. That's just
Top wide receiver production scores the last 5 drafts according to the NGS draft model. Malik Neighbors at 93, Marvin Harrison at 92, Mekhi Lemon at 91, Jameson Williams at 90, Romo Dunze at 89. Damn. It's not bad. Thank you, Next Gen
You'll never
Stats.
forget what nature truly feels like. A bit of local art.
That's some pretty good company to have, so that's not bad.
For the week. Finding out you love a good poncho. And glamping.
The Patriots trading up for Mari Povich is so fucking funny.
Marriott Bonvoy shapes you, making you the greatest souvenir of all. Explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences.
Your to-do list? Done by us. Introducing Home Care Plus subscription for $99 a year. Members get more at Lowe's.
A grilled ranch burger.
In life and in business.
With Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning.
Okay. Where is Kansas City going? This is gonna get interesting. What?
No.
Do you know?
Well, I did think they were going to go corner here, but that's also because I had them going wide receiver early.
They might get wide receiver now.
Right, because they went corner early. They flip it.
Omar Cooper?
Good.
I mean, hey, look, hey, look. If you got a guy that, hey, look, he was compared to Rashee Rice.
Yeah, but they're going to monkey wrench us.
Oh?
We're going to go defense.
You're right. They do need an edge.
They're not going to go edge. It's going to be tackle.
Whoa. Defensive tackle. So you mean to tell me they're getting ready for Chris Jones to be out? Or they're just pairing him up with a good partner?
Both.
Okay, so okay, I got you.
Takes innovation to the next level. One battery powers all.
Looking at this board, and I could see him taking Colton Hood, who I had him mock taking right here, and I was like, nope, that can't be it. It's got to be a receiver. So Cooper, yeah, he's on the board. Denzel Boston, yeah, he's on the board.
This would be so crazy if Omar Cooper slips right to the fucking second round to me. Because you would think for teams that need a wide receiver, we could just go grab him. Keldrick Falk is also in there, by the way. They could go after him. Still there. He could go Peter Woods.
That's who they're going.
Yeah, they could go Peter Woods. I was thinking they could go Keldrick Falk.
Peter Woods because I told you, if you base it off last year's, not this present year's film, but the year before, Peter Woods goes top 10 at the latest. But he didn't have quite as good a year as he did the year before, so he slipped. He dropped a little bit. And he is one of the top 3 guys on the Raiders' wish list for the next round. So it fills a somewhat need for them. They get a premier player, and they take him away from the division rival. I'm just looking at the next 10, 15 names that should come off the board, and he's on that list. That's why I might just gravitated to him.
Oh,
I could be
shit.
completely fucking crazy here.
They could.
But see, I analyze drafts way different than
There's also Katie McDonald, though. You think they could want him too? Talking about the Chiefs. Or Christian Miller.
Yeah, they could do him. I mean, they could do any of these guys.
Are
I mean, even Falk, like you said, is an option.
Yeah, I did say Falk.
But I do think they're going defense. Their defense has been kind of suspect.
When the Rams acquired
That's true.
paid Trent McDuffie. I think I've given you all the ins and the outs here. But
They could also double dip in corner, which I do see.
To go with Mansour Galay.
But they need corner, even with the one they got.
26 NFL draft.
I will say.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Peter Woods, defensive tackle. Clemson.
Called it. Peter Woods. You called it.
This is a team in Kansas City last year defensively that was not
the
good
Jets
on
just
third
traded back
down.
into the first round.
Oh, wow.
They go out and get a corner.
Whoa, hold up. San Francisco trades out the first?
With their first pick in Delane. Now
With the
they
Jets.
come back with Woods.
Wow.
Get some more of that pass
What the
rush.
fuck?
49ers are getting the 33rd pick, which is the first pick in the second round, and 179 in the 5th round, and the Jets get the 3rd.
Here. Some of the comparisons were
Wow.
So to go down 3 picks, 49ers pick up the 179.
By the way, y'all, EMW slipped to the second. I think he slipped to the second. Did he? Hold on, let me check. Let me take a look. Yeah, he slipped to the second. Do not be shocked. He will be one of the first 5 gone. I see it coming.
We still got 3 picks here.
The pass
Well,
rush, the ability to
true.
get up the field,
They could get him now.
more so than the run defense. Run defense is going to be about
They could
penetration,
absolutely
but
get
this
him
is the
now.
athlete
Got a few
here.
carries along
Put
the
him
way.
on offense and get him to rob.
I'm scrambling over here now. I'm trying to think what the fuck the Jets are doing.
You knew he was confident he was going to score because there's predetermined celebrations there for the big man.
I mean, I think he had 5 carries last year, Joel. One of them, he actually got clocked in the backfield.
Yes.
Didn't get anywhere on it, but for the most part, I think
Take long for us
overall,
to get
though,
the
Joel,
pick.
when you look
You're
at
trading
this,
up, you know who you want.
DJ made the point about Chris Jones and helping him out.
Well,
They're
they
doing
did
defensive
pick up
tackles and
David
trying to move
Bailey.
it on out of the way.
They did pick up
Early
Kenyon
in his
Sadiq.
career, his job,
They
take care of
could
Chris
go
Jones.
for a linebacker here, or they could go for.
Take on some people, take on some
Everybody's
blockers,
wearing
and
white
get Chris
except for
Jones
Peter
some
Willis.
space.
What I loved
And
about
what's
him
with
is
all
that
the
he
cars
played with
on the wall?
tremendous
What the
effort
fuck is
in
that?
both the pass game and against the run. He could fill it up. But
Your
you're right,
tits are saying.
DJ, a couple of years ago, his better film. But was the case with most of the
Okay, let me
players
see here at this
they all
big
took a
board.
little bit of a step
What the
back.
fuck else
They
could they
underachieved
need?
last year as a team, but
This is
certainly
definitely
has
very
the potential. If he
interesting.
would have
What could
been
they
in last
want
year's
here?
draft and come out, he would have been a much higher pick. But
Okay, let me see if I
still in
could
the first round.
find what the Jets. I can't find it. I don't know what their priority would be.
A first-round pick. I'll pick it.
Has he forgotten the celebration last year, taking Golden in the first round?
There's Jermont McCoy. There's Jermont McCoy still has yet to get picked. There's Keldrick Falk. Even I don't think they double dip on edge, but that would be very, very interesting. There's Katie McDonald. There's Colton Hood. There's Christian Miller. If anything, it could be for a defender. Unless they want to do more. That's a nice fucking Star Wars helmet. Now they could do that,
San Francisco to move back into the first
or
round.
maybe they could go for a wide receiver here. This would be so interesting. You have Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper on the same offense for next year's quarterback. Oh my God.
Nobody ties a bow like Rich Eisen. You're able to pull all the standard. Can he make me right on my prediction for
It wouldn't shock me if this is the case, though.
Had 3 in the first round when Joe Douglas traded back in.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft,
At number 30.
the New York Jets select
Long receiver.
Omar Cooper
Oh
Jr.,
my God.
wide receiver, Indiana.
Yo, called it right on the money. Oh my God. Yo, it's almost like this shit is rubbing off on me when it goes to Doug's predictions. Oh my God.
just waited in this, and they got him on safe.
Right on the money.
Bottom of the first round.
Right on the fucking money, bro.
This is again building this foundation, building this.
Just called it. I said, you know what? I can see it. You put Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper in the same offense, next year's quarterback's gonna be very happy. Oh my God, bro. That's funny as shit.
That entire team was just a transfer team.
These weapons and Gino's still on those picks.
Yup. Until next year's quarterback.
And competed. This guy is Debo Light. I love that comparison.
Unfucking real, bro. Right on the money.
With the ball in his hands after the catch. DJ, I think that's where he's most electric.
And do the Jets still have? They do. They do have a second rounder. So they could go for. They need line help, don't they?
Gino doesn't have to hang back there very long. Get the ball out to these guys.
Then again,
Get him out, play point guard much more than you have to.
yeah, they need line help.
From deep in pocket, and that's what he will find.
Coming into this, they needed a guard, a linebacker.
Yeah, they could get a guard. They could get a guard in the second round. Yo, Jets having a damn good draft. The only issue is that fucking turf. That turf has shortened fucking careers, bro. That's it. That's it. Turf and shit coaching.
The other nice thing for them is this is 3 guys they can get a 5th-year option.
Titans just traded because I'm not shocked. Titans are now on the clock. I'm not shocked because San Francisco, yeah, like you said, bro, like they're not too happy. I have a feeling they wanted Lomu, and then the Patriots just said, nah, he's ours.
Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper strike you?
Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper. I'm definitely paying attention to the Jets this season. Unless Geno shows me otherwise not to, which he probably will.
It's what he does with the football in his hands. I think he's going to be fun, and he's a great compliment to what they have in Garrett Wilson.
Well, we send our regards to the Bills fans that have been staying up all night waiting for the Bills to choose 26th overall, only to have them trade down to 28th and then trade down to 31st.
So this is a wild story. I didn't see it.
The first round entirely.
Oh no, I did hear, but I wasn't sure. As the Eagles trade up for Malachi Lemon, he was on the phone with the Steelers. Oh God, the Steelers could have took him.
As the Bills have moved down 3 times.
What?
In the last
another trade.
So the Titans.
What do you mean?
Back in for who? Do you think?
Oh, right, Titans.
Remember, they went receivers.
I was looking at the whole thing going on with
defensively for them.
Yeah, bro. Buffalo traded right out the 31st pick because they wanted Omar Cooper. You know they sick as shit. They are sick as shit. Yeah, they collect their picks, but they also sick as fuck because they wanted that dude.
Was eager to trade out. They'd be happy to trade
Bro,
out.
what the fuck? Look at Buffalo's wide receiver situation. They cannot go into next year looking like that. You know they can't. Huh?
Denzel
was Kansas City, but that was with a pick they acquired from the.
How do you know if Denzel Boston's the guy they want?
Just have their pick and stick with it. Was the Bears 25th? We'll see if
you
Seattle's going to be the first one since then. But we'll see who the Titans have traded back in.
Right. And as I'm saying, like, I'm looking at it. Why would you mock Omar Cooper to the Bills, and all of a sudden, the minute that he gets picked to the Jets, the Bills trade out? They loved him. They clearly wanted him. They say, you know what, fuck it. The Jets took him. Let me go and trade out. They could have taken, you know, Boston right then and there.
Seahawks are on the clock, and then we'll be wrapping up our first night here from Pittsburgh, PA. Here's the
I'm coming with the fucking trade it.
Pittsburgh, before the Titans pick, congratulations, you set a record for the first night of the draft. 320,000 people here tonight.
I don't give a fuck.
Pittsburgh. Awesome.
Tennessee looking for wide out help, apparently.
With the 31st pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Keldrick Falk.
And it ain't wide out help. Because I was wondering when he was going to come up the board. Man's about to drop all the way to the second round.
To me, that's right about where I thought he belonged to. He's my 29th overall player. They got him at what here?
The Bills
31?
get to 35,
right in the
wheelhouse.
Good on the Bills.
And I'll be curious to see how they
get to
deploy
31, the 69, and the 165.
Good on the Bills, man. They just better put it to use night 2. They better put it to use. They better put that shit to use on night 2.
Gambled on the traits. Well, what's he gone? 3 straight years with double-digit sacks. They've developed that. It's worked.
When's night 2 starting? 7 p.m.
Took a step back, but they used him a lot inside.
All right, I know I gotta. Yeah, I gotta work. Yeah, it's 2 rounds. Yeah, I gotta work. On
productive, but is 25 years old versus
yeah, I gotta work on a fucking Saturday, which is stupid shit.
21 years old. It was where are they now and where are they going to be? A fascinating discussion around the league.
Robert Saleh loves to develop people, doesn't he?
Well, and listen, how would you like to be able to develop 6'6", 270 and move as smooth as Keldrick Falk moves? Yes. Listen, he never led Auburn in TFLs. He never led Auburn in sacks. But you're betting on the upside here and developing into that Trayvon Walker like you're talking about. Because
I don't think they give a
there
fuck.
Are plays out there on tape where you're like, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. It just didn't happen on a
What if it's a running back?
How about Michael Williams playing for Robert Saleh in San Francisco?
I could see it, considering you was talking about them having to get a running back to replace Kenneth Walker.
Remember Jalen Walker's a little
so Jadarius Price could be the one.
Become a pass rusher, going to Atlanta and doing that.
He was on one of my original mocks.
I think
Right.
this kid is dynamite.
Thing is, I still think they could grab him, but for later.
Auburn and talk to people around that program.
Because there's not many teams going for a running back right now, right?
They love the kid.
Who he is and what he's about, and that's something Tennessee definitely needs. And by the way, Jeffrey Simmons endorses this pick.
I bet he does. You know, and I just love seeing the
We're picking 36. We're trying to trade up to say 33 and give up one of their 3 4th round picks.
Am I gonna Am I going to hear my name tonight?
It's going to get real interesting how round 2 is going to go. I think EMW is going to be off within the first 5 picks of the second round. I see it.
As a Raiders fan,
that's really cool.
McNeil Warren,
we've seen some emotion, some
and Jermar McCoy are both there. I need one of them.
I'll be honest with you, the base in this building right now is shaking my chair pretty good. Wow.
I know Denzel Boston's going to be in black.
Are you cruising?
If he's still there.
Right. First 5 picks, that dude's gone.
If he's still there.
We used to put speakers in the back of the trucks. Joel, you're too young. All right, disruptive upfield. When you watch this dude, these are some of the flashes that you do see. Want to see more of it off the edge.
Look at that hands.
Yeah, that length. He's very long. Want to see him use that length a little more consistently.
Amazing
I thought it
player
showed
right
up a
here,
little
coming
bit
off
better
of
when he
30
rushed
fucking
inside with that length. But here he is again, wrapping around blocks and making plays, and then the effort is always there. You see it with his ability to chase and make plays. Here he is against Mendoza back in the old Cal.
Here's my question though: do they think EMW could drop or slip in this draft?
I mean, some people only had him marked as a second rounder.
But how? Is it an early second rounder or mid to late second rounder? That's the big question.
I'm thinking more early to mid.
Night
right.
1 coming up.
You said in kindergarten that you wanted to play in
with Chris
the
Johnson
NFL.
off the
Tonight
board,
that dream becomes a reality.
I do think
How would you
Jadarian
describe
Price should be the pick here.
I don't even know what I feel right now. I'm like,
unless EMW, unless they pick him here.
I'm happy.
They don't need
You
that
should be
safety right now.
happy, and your versatility is a defining feature of your game. Your ability to line up inside and
He's so
outside
happy
along
game
the D
fucking
line.
talk, bro.
How do you think Robert Saleh can get the best out of you?
Just by putting me where we need to win, and then
you love to see it.
Using me all across the D line. This is what I do, and that's how I play.
Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So the Seattle Seahawks final pick of night 1 is in. The pictures we've seen tonight of this beautiful steel
So the
city in
CPU
western
says Jermar
Pennsylvania.
McCoy could be coming off the board here.
Nothing short of awesome.
The CPU says this. We're gonna find out.
There's John Schneider dapping it up. So
I just ran it up at random. Oh my god. You'd be pissed for round 2. CPU for round 2 thinks that the Raiders would go for Katie McDonald instead of Denzel Boston or EMW. That would be crazy.
Beautiful first night.
Nice because we're going 3-4 and we need a D tackle
on a Thursday night
right.
in Pittsburgh, PA.
DJ, I landed
secondary
on
help.
Price early in the process.
This is it?
Went away from it.
Now you're back. Are we back? Are you back?
I was back for it for my last time
No
going.
fucking way.
Just because this is such a screaming need that sometimes it just fits. And this just seems to be the one for me right here. Because remember, Charbonnet is coming off a knee injury.
Yeah, that's just about what I expected to go.
Be ready to go.
And the Super Bowl MVP.
Kenneth Walker is gone.
As we conclude round 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft, we're proud to continue recognizing our long-standing partnership with Make-A-Wish this World Wish Month. I'm thrilled to be joined by Dylan, a huge fan of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks,
Don't give a
who
fuck.
bravely battled a brain tumor
Okay,
and is
never mind.
now a 2-time cancer survivor.
A brain tumor and is now a 2-time cancer survivor.
This is a wish come true for Dylan and a chance to take part in one of the most exciting moments in our league. Dylan, when you're ready, stage is yours.
Dylan, when you're ready.
What's going on with Pittsburgh? Yeah. I'm so excited to be here to represent the 12s. Oh, and the reigning Super Bowl champion Seattle.
Damn, bro. The mic going nuts over there.
And with that, with the 32nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Whoa.
Sometimes it just fits.
Hey, I said a running back.
Didn't get out. right? Didn't move back on the draft.
Jadarian Price, you also talked about him as well.
Yeah, the running back position fell off a cliff after
you gotta
this
have
one.
him
There's
mocked
going
to
to
the
be a
field
long
a
wait
couple
before we
times
see
at last
another one. Vision,
Yep.
balance. You saw the kickoff return value there at Notre Dame as well. Look, he had to play second fiddle to Jeremiah Love, but this is a real deal back. There's a reason why we all had him as the second running back in this class.
Imagine
How
that.
about the contact?
Yep, 2 Notre Dame running backs get off the first round.
He's got,
That's crazy.
I know Notre Dame gotta be happy as shit.
Love does. He's a natural vision and feel.
You know how valuable that is now when you go to recruit a running back for next year?
Yep, they looking right at Notre Dame.
He wasn't as involved. Well, you saw glimpses of it.
Come
He
play
can
for
do
us.
it.
I mean,
It's just they had Jeremiah Love.
this is what we're doing. This
Freak
is
show
what
they
we've
could
done.
throw the
If you
ball
didn't
to.
notice,
So
2 of our running
I love
backs
his
both went in the
feel.
first
I
round in
love
the
his instincts.
2026
I
Yep,
was asked a couple
can't
times
hate on
about his
that.
range. I said somewhere between
I mean, when
32
you hear
and
that as a
32.
running back,
Because the Seahawks just
I wouldn't necessarily have to be the
perfectly
starter.
with them.
I can still
Shit, I can still go, and I'm just a backup.
For 5,000 yards and 55 touchdowns in high school.
Take that.
Notre Dame tore his Achilles his freshman year. It's a large reason why he ended up being the backup.
All right, y'all. That is the draft for the first round. I hope everyone enjoyed. Now, I might be back. I should be back for the second round. I don't know about Doug, but I should be back for the second and third round for this draft. I don't know. I might be able to push up to 11. It depends on how long these draft picks go. But yeah, I should be available for night 2.
20 hours to go.
Yep, pretty much. I will be making sure. Yeah, I will be making sure if you're open for the second night of the draft, though. I will make sure I call you and everything. But man, this is interesting. This is interesting. All right, we got our draft pick. So look at some highlights. Look at some film. And we'll see y'all back here tomorrow at what, 7 p.m. That's when it starts, I think.
And if I'm feeling frisky, I might put together a second round mock.
All right.
Well,
Till then, y'all. Yep.
Available.
Yep. Till then, guys. If I see y'all back here, I see y'all. If not, I'll see y'all back here around Monday, where we start the week all over again with a lot of gaming. Bye.
Damn it.